Hello, everyone.
Three.
I was worried that Bill was actually going to do that again, but he didn't. We don't have an intro theme at the moment, so if Bill wants to
big
get...
E3.
I was worried
It's
that Bill
the
was actually going to do that
E3.
again, but he didn't.
Oh,
We don't
it's
have
his
an
big
intro at the moment,
E3.
so if Bill wants
All
to
right, everybody.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry for the loop that just occurred. I didn't realize that the stream was playing in
Did
the
it?
background.
Oh, did
it was just Bill
So
going,
you're just hearing
E3.
that? You're just hearing
Yeah.
that? Oh, hell yeah. That's what live TV's all about.
Oh, no.
Welcome, everybody, to our 2019 E3 hopes and dreams and predictions. Because predictions are very different from dreams.
Mm.
Yes.
You know,
Dreams are much
predictions
more
are,
crazy.
grandiose. Shenmue 4, those kind of things are dreams. And if you're watching this or listening to this and you're like, man, is my shit broken? Do they have webcams? No video this time. It's a combination of broken webcams and just unideal filming surroundings. So we're not doing it.
That,
Sorry.
and, my computer got wiped last week. So I
Yeah.
lost all of the templates.
There's a lot of things. Yeah. So if you're watching this, I wonder if for now, if it's not too much hassle. I don't know what the it looks like on your side, Kinross. Put like parentheses, like audio only, so people don't walk into the stream like, "What the fuck are you? Who the hell is
the title?
Yeah, and then we could erase it after.
Let's see if I can do that.
Just in terms of live stream standards, people might be like, "What the hell are their goddamn faces?"
Maybe
But
we'll
it's
sort
like-
it out for when we do E3 wrap-ups, because I'm sure that'll probably be a stream.
Yeah, I should get a damn webcam.
Just buy one.
I've had enough time to get a replacement webcam
No,
since the
it's
last
been
time we
like
streamed.
Fucking 4
And I
months.
still haven't after my big body broke the last one.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
Is
so
that good now?
perfect. It worked. You did it.
Nice.
Thank you, Kinross. Yeah, it's just a much easier thing to not have to explain as we go on if people jump in.
Yeah.
So how y'all doing? I feel like we just recorded.
Well, we recorded a week
It's
ago,
been-
and it
it's
went
been-
up yesterday. So
It's been so long since we've spoken. Game of Thrones has ended since we last spoke.
all right,
Don't
we're not ready for that
remind
yet.
me.
That's a later show.
My E3 prediction is George R. R. Martin releases the books.
They announced that
At-
From Software game.
Yeah, and when you beat it, you unlock the books. If you get the platinum trophy,
Yeah.
or whatever it is on the Xbox, the 1,000 Gs, you unlock the trophy.
big
You
gamer.
you unlock the books, not the trophy.
Yeah.
So if you're in the midst of E3 hype, it's gonna be an interesting E3 this year. We have big people not there. We have people there, kind of like EA, and not really showing up, and people not on the floor. And it's just there's been a lot of talk, and I love E3 every year, and I always hate the doom and gloom of like, man, E3 significance is going down, and it is, because all these companies are deciding like, hey, we can just fucking do this ourselves. We don't need to pay to have a thing set up or pay to rent out a thing. We can just kind of do our own event, and we're seeing it happen. Nintendo cracked the code that people want to emulate with their directs, like we've seen Sony do this year. So it's interesting, but it's a time of year that I love. It's a time of year that I always look forward to. Biggest announcements. So we're gonna run you down now. Ebby, you are much more prepared for this than either of us two.
Yeah, I had a morning where I was awake because it was the right time zone, and also awake because I wasn't napping. So I've been the only one here to do.
I was
Where-
busy napping and playing God of War.
Hell yeah, I was busy resting my throat.
To be fair, I did quit because I was like, I want to play some Red Dead Redemption. Went and found a zebra.
Nice.
I
Did
love
today.
that.
Oh,
I like
is
that
that-
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good side mission. Is that the
Found that
one?
today.
Does that one lead into the one with the Magnifico, the
No.
little guy?
No.
Oh, that's another like circus one. That's a really good one too.
Oh, I've still got so much more to find in this game, dude.
amazing side missions throughout all of
Well,
it.
considering
but,
I've never heard of Magnifico, I've got plenty to do as well.
It's one of the funniest missions in the game. But if you want to hear us talk more about Red Dead, we do. If you're not what's
What's
the
up,
word I'm
Doc?
looking for?
Caught up.
If you're not cognizant of the fact that we just put up a new episode of the main show, you can check that out. We talk about Red Dead a good bunch. That's up everywhere now. It's up on YouTube. It's up on the audio platform. We're on a roll right now. You can also check out weekly everything we've been doing.
It's been all
so
go
yeah.
on Permadeath, and I've done basically nothing for it, so it feels pretty good.
So yeah,
that's why you've done the research this morning.
Yeah,
that's why I've done the research.
So
because...
Ebby, where should we go first?
Well, I think we should go in date order.
Okay.
Right.
So we've got to start off with probably the least exciting, in my personal opinion, EA Play.
It's not EA. E3's Play. EA.
They're streaming. I assume it's like a treehouse kind of thing, from June 7th to June 11th. So
I think so. I imagine that it's like a little bit like. I think last year they had a EA Play or whatever it was, and it was like a mixture.
Yeah, but after
like,
the press conference, everyone turns off.
Yeah, but they normally use it for like. They don't necessarily talk to devs as much as they just play games at you.
Yeah.
So they'll play Battlefield or they'll play, I don't know, Madden.
That phone game. That phone game.
Oh, Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer.
Yeah.
Made people groan.
Spitting in the face of Command and Conquer fans everywhere.
So it'll be interesting to see what they have. I mean, they're going to lean heavy into Star Wars. What the fuck's it called? Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited to see in action. There's a lot of cool people on that game, and it's Respawn, so it's a thing of like, I hope for Respawn's sake that it's really good.
Is Respawn another studio that you're kind of concerned about if it turns out?
They're doing all right, I think, after Apex, but also Apex isn't Apex is in a weird spot. I imagine we'll get some big Apex Legends announcements too. So Respawn will be carrying this conference on their back.
Yeah.
Pretty heavily.
Respawn have a pretty good track record. It's just whether EA lets them continue to have a good track record is the thing that we're worried about. It's like
because there was an article recently that announced that any plans for any future Titanfall stuff was just put on the back burner to really try to focus more resources on Apex, because the update frequency in Apex hasn't been. It's a shame the state the industry threw itself in with Fortnite's weekly updates, because now everyone expects all these games to update as fast as Fortnite. And it's like, that's just not realistic if you want your employees to have a life. So I imagine, they get a good track record, but I feel like a lot of people think that they're toes out of the fire because they are putting a lot of resources now towards trying to get those updates out more frequently. So I hope that they're able to continue to do projects like Star Wars without having EA act like, you guys got to put everybody on Apex because this is our Fortnite. And it's like, dude, no, nobody could update that fast.
Nope.
Like, it's unrealistic. So I'm praying for Respawn in that regard. That might be a little bit alarmist, but we see how things go.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that EA are working on that we know about?
Sports.
Well, I don't want to talk about EA Sports, I'm going to be honest.
It's a weird one because I don't have really any dreams for any of the stuff they publish. And the thing is they have a lot of IP that I think are really cool. And it'd be cool to see some of them come around that are like, whoa, like they brought that one back. But I'm struggling to think of ones that I love. And I'm sure there's tons. Like, I would love to see Need for Speed not suck because, like, I'm a big fan of arcade racers, and Need for Speed has a really good history. And I would love them to not come out and just like, well, you remember the Fast and Furious movies? Like, yeah, I also remember the Need for Speed games, bro. Could you make one of those that's not a movie? Like, stop shoehorning story modes into these games. I don't want to be these like, yo, Frank Tire, you want to come drive with me, bro? Run from the cops. It's like, no, I don't. I just want to do races. I just want to race in this game. Stop putting story modes into these.
Frank Tire.
I was really struggling to think of a racing protagonist.
Frank
Tire.
Frank.
What else would they have? They have like a little bit on their indie stuff.
Will they show Anthem's? Will they show Anthem stuff? Is the thing, because BioWare has gone silent on Anthem for. I've been trying to get a gauge for, like,
I've not even seen anything on the subreddit.
That's what I've been trying to do, is like get a gauge from the community of like how are they doing? Like, are they okay? Like, because like even in Destiny's darkest moments, that community was so fervent in playing that game, and Anthem, nobody's really giving it that benefit of the doubt in a way, because.
But Bungie also put out weekly like hey, this is where
They
things are at.
tried.
This is
Yeah,
what we're
they-
gonna do,
yeah.
and I have not heard anything
The Anthem
about
devs just kind of disappeared, and there's just an article about how it's really plummeting on like the Xbox like most played games list, and like if you do kind of like invisible math and try to put those numbers together, I'm like, oh man, this game's in 48th place and it has 2,000 concurrent players. So if Anthem's below that on Xbox, it's got to have less. And then yeah, so it's a thing of like, is anybody still playing that game? It's on Twitch. It has like maybe like 10 fucking viewers. So I feel real horrible for BioWare, but at the same time, I read what their leadership is like, and like I don't. You know what? I that's a toxic thing to say, because like, there's tons of people who work on that game who probably work their butts off on it.
It's like what we said.
And it's a shame. It's a shame.
In yesterday's episode, that it's like you don't want to encourage this behavior.
Yeah.
Because executives are like, yeah, but you've also got to be like, people have been ill for this thing.
And this is a big franchise and a new IP that EA was really banking on. I imagine EA would probably love to have like their Taken King moment for Anthem, because like Destiny had its renaissance. Destiny had like multiple renaissances. They somehow allowed themselves to just be able to fuck up 2 or 3 times. So like it's not out of the realm of possibility that we see Anthem stuff here.
But Destiny was always sort of like simmering in the background before Taken King came along.
For sure.
Whereas Anthem is just gone.
Yeah, where are you? I'm wondering if they're trying to take like a No Man's Sky approach, where for a long time Hello Games just went radio silent after that game's launch, because I mean in a way it was kind of smart, because it's like nothing they could say will make anybody happy, because everyone just wanted to kill Sean Murray. So like they went radio silent until they had updates, and then they popped updates out, went radio silent, popped another update out, and now that they got the game in a great state, Sean Murray's everywhere again. So I wonder if like they're like, they worked for them. Let's just not talk about Anthem. Let's just go silent. Let's ignore every rule of community management and just put out an update. And it's like, man, you kind of can't do that with a games as a service. Like people are trying to play your game that you're selling microtransactions for. You kind of got to talk to them a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious what they'll do with Anthem, because it was such a big thing last year. Like that was their big thing that they leaned on last year, was Anthem. So, it's such a unfortunate path that took. So I'm super curious if that's the DLC, or some kind of big free pack or something for it that'll get people interested again.
I hope it'd be free at this point.
They can't charge for DLC. I mean, like, there's precedence for it of like, oh, Destiny did it, but it's like, I feel like Anthem's in a much more dangerous position than Destiny ever was at this point.
Well, yeah, Anthem needs to put out a free update so that it brings people back.
Yeah.
So that people are into it, and then they can charge for the next one, I feel.
I think one way that you could, try to get people back in there is, I mean, it's already on EA Access and everything, but I think if you have a big update that you're going to announce at E3, give it a free month or something, like they just did with Blackout for Battle.net. Like, give people 30 days to come in there and try it out if they don't own it, and after this big update or whatever, if there's a big update, boom, that'd be a cool E3 announcement. You got all your eyes on your conference. It's like, hey guys, we know we fucked this one up, but we have a big update coming, and we have faith in this update, and we believe in it so much that we're giving people 30 free days to play the game. Come in, test it out, see everything we've improved. Maybe there are ways to give your games a second life. Like, I don't want to sound like it's all impossible, and E3 is a good stage to do it, but I also like feel like the game just came out. If they're really working on something to announce at E3, those devs have got to be crunching like motherfucker. So I don't want them to do that. So but I got nothing really.
I have a point to make. The Sims 4 just went free.
What?
Yeah, I think it's a limited. I think it's a limited.
Yeah, it's
offer.
until Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, I claimed it.
So you can get The Sims 4 for free through Origin right now if you don't have it. So that's worth looking into. But do you think maybe they're planning on doing something with The Sims?
You know what? That's something that I feel like nobody ever predicts, and I think that's a really good thing to predict. Like,
but didn't they shut down Maxis?
Yeah, but they got people developing big expansions still for The Sims 4,
okay.
So somebody's working on it. Like, they just put out that Strangeville one, and like they're putting out sizable updates to that game. I mean,
they charge so much money for them.
Yeah, if you want every expansion and like whatever DLC for The Sims, you got to take out a loan. Like, it's really insane.
It's like those train simulator games that have like It's like
Yes,
it's
truck, the
20
truck simulator too.
Well, Truck Simulator is fine, but like, generally train sims, it's like, the game's only like 15 quid, amazing, and then there's like £700 worth of
Yeah,
DLC.
yeah. The truck one isn't that bad. The truck one is mostly big expansion DLCs of locations. So, yeah.
But no, you're buying like a train and
like
a
if we
line.
had, like
for
if you look at
3
Sims
quid.
3 on Steam and like expand the DLC list,
I know.
it's fucking nuts. So like imagine doing that with Sims 4 too. It's probably reaching that same point. Like, so I would
It's
love
the stuff packs. It's not even the like expansion packs. It's the stuff packs.
for sure. And, like you can weed out a lot of those. You don't really need the stuff packs, especially like when you can get custom content and just like get mods for like furniture and stuff. The stuff packs seem really worthless in a modding world. Like maybe on console where you can't do that kind of stuff. That's what always cracked me up about
£330.
like when like Mojang was selling like skins and stuff for Minecraft, and it's like, dude, I could just go to the skins website and make myself look like Nathan Drake for free. What am I buying the skin for? I don't understand what's going on here. But I mean, I guess to support them. But
I don't think Mojang need monetary support, to be honest.
They're doing all right. I think they're doing all right. A humble little studio. Yeah, I would love a new Sims. And I know, I mean, I'm sure Sims 4 is doing great. They're still producing content for it. I mean,
yeah,
Sims
but why
fans,
wouldn't they make a new one when they can resell the pets pack?
The thing that would be most attractive for me about a new Sims is that I can get back in there on a reset level without having to worry about, I'm missing this, or I could be buying, or the temptation to spend money is not there.
What if they made a Sims game? Aside from SimCity, which was a game as a service, what if they just made a Sims game as a service? I mean, so you don't have to buy all the DLCs. It's just
I mean, in a way, I guess Sims 4 is kind of one already, as it's a game that's being updated with paid DLC. But I would love it. I know what you mean. I think of like we get updates that aren't $40, and then every now and then we get big ones. But I wonder if they do that. I don't admittedly know too much about how they're doing Sims 4 updates, like in between expansions.
Yeah,
man, doing some kind of Sims thing would be cool though. I would love that. Yeah, give me VR Sims.
Oh God,
please.
You have zero control of your character. You're just walking around. It's like,
please.
Not only are you playing a video game where people are more successful than you, you are VR living as your virtual self who is more successful than you are.
That's all I want to do. What if they announce some kind of Sims thing for the Switch?
The Switch.
It's true. It's true. It could work.
I don't know that it's a good idea to give me portable Sims.
Touchscreen support. Come on, EA.
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea.
I remember the console versions of The Sims are pretty clunk.
They're pretty clunky, but I don't think they're too bad.
I only ever tried The Sims Busting Out, which was where you made nightclubs, I think.
I was really into Sims Busting Out as a kid.
Was it nightclubs?
It was like regular Sims, but yeah, they had nightlife stuff in there.
I don't know.
Like you could live your like life in your houses and stuff too, and have jobs, but then like they added a bunch of club shit to it. Which, I spent a lot of time playing The Sims Busting Out. Built a lot of houses. So yeah, oh man, yeah, put it on Switch. There we go. There's my EA dream. But it'll be a gimped Sims 4 with like one pack, because on the PS4 they don't even have all the DLC out yet. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Maybe they do need to start again and actually release them with the same schedule that they do on PC. I don't know.
Yeah.
That just makes sense to me, because I doubt people are double dipping on stuff packs or whatever.
I hope not.
I just really need those lamps again, man. I don't know.
You never know, because The Sims is like the most casual of casual games. It's just always had like mass appeal, if you know what I mean. So maybe people are double dipping.
Could be. Yeah, I've never talked to a hardcore Sims fan. I don't know where their sensibilities lie. So I don't know.
I could have played The Sims all of my life when The Sims 1 was out.
I played a lot of The Sims when Sims 2 came out. And then Sims 3...
I never played Sims 2.
Sims 3 I could only play at my dad's. So...
Sims 2 is really great.
I remember I had like an old PC in my room that ran basically The Sims, and that was all it was for. And we found out that there was a cheat that was the Rosebud cheat, but if you put semicolon 1 a bunch of times after it, you could hold down the enter key and it'd give you money. So I just used to put like a rock on the enter key while I was like doing my homework or whatever.
Oh, damn.
The good times.
You filthy cheat.
I don't do it now.
Because you're not playing Sims 1 no more.
Exactly. Thanks for the retweet, Bill.
You got it. We're going to support the show.
Anyway, are we done with EA?
I think so.
Yeah, it's just not juicy.
Right. Maybe this one is a bit more juicy. Microsoft. I don't know. I'm sorry. Microsoft.
It's a fine word. It's just the way you paused and then said it.
Juicy.
Juicy.
Microsoft are the first proper press conference of E3 this year.
Hey.
They are on June 9th at 1 p.m. PST.
That's not
Kicking
too bad.
us off.
That's a nice time.
It's immediately followed up with a press conference that's at an awful time, but it's okay.
Oh, is the next one Bethesda?
I'm not spoiling it.
Okay. If it is,
Good
screw
enough.
you, Bethesda. Doing it again.
Yeah, so there's a few things that I've got written down for Microsoft, but all of them are previously announced things.
Okay.
What we got?
So I can race through those.
Yeah.
Gears of War 5.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah, they'll show that.
Probably. Gears of War 5. Dying Light 2. Halo Infinite. Cyberpunk 2077. Although that could be a PC gaming show. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Ori, the new Ori game. Yep. And I've also just written down Man of Medan because that's coming out on both Xbox and PS4.
What
just got released here, so
the new game from the Until Dawn folks.
They're doing a new
the anthology
Dark
thing.
Pictures anthology thing.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I imagine that there's probably going to be a Forza.
Yeah. Do we reckon there's going to be a car? Because there wasn't a car last year.
I don't know. There wasn't a car the year before either, I don't think. I think they might have stopped doing the cars.
Yeah, I wonder if there will be...
Or maybe they'll subvert expectations and bring a car this time.
Yeah. It'll be
I hope
a
it's
car...
like a three-wheeler, like from Only Fools and Horses.
Well, I mean, when they announced Forza Horizon 3 or 4 or whatever it was, we hoped that they were going to show a taxi cab. They didn't do that. That was sad. That would have been a prime time show for Robin Reliant.
I imagine they'll drop. I mean, like,
they'll probably
the new Xbox.
Yeah. Do you think that they'll just give us numbers? Though
I think
because they're not going to
have. I don't know how many teraflops there are.
Because
that's all I care about.
Like the final design wonon't be finalized until like 6 months before it's released.
Yeah, assuming it's not coming out anytime soon.
Well,
like if it's not coming out at the beginning of next year.
True.
Man,
I hope that it can be
know.
used for TV. That was my favorite feature of the Xbox One.
I'm really sad they pivoted away from that.
I'm not, because it literally did not work in this country.
I was fucking around. But yeah, I'd love to see, and actually brings up in chat about the game streaming stuff, their Azure thing, and they just announced with Sony that Sony is going to be using Microsoft servers for their game streaming stuff in the future, which is a fun little partnership.
Kind of feels like Microsoft are definitely taking a backseat when it comes to
hardware
consoles.
Yeah,
hardware specifically, because as far as I'm aware, everything that's exclusive to Microsoft in terms of games is also on PC.
Yes, it will now be.
Yeah, they're being really cool with that stuff, but then also like they really went all out to make the X the most powerful like console possible. And I forget when they said it, but I think they also said that they're aiming next gen also to try to have the most powerful box possible. They just really want to they don't want to be the weak one again, like they were for the majority of this gen.
It wasn't that they were the weak one. They just made crappy crappy choices in terms of how they announced their thing of, you've got to be always online, you can't share games.
I mean, objectively they were weaker than the PS4. Like their games ran at like 900p most of the time, whereas the PS4 was running at 1080, and like they had muddier textures and stuff. Most people were like, "Oh man, the multi-platform ones, I get on the PS4 because it looks better." I mean, it wasn't like significantly weaker, but like it was a thing where it's like, yeah, like things on the regular one just aren't as nice looking. And it wasn't that way last gen where people couldn't figure out the sale, and it was like, oh, we buy the 360 version every time. Yeah, no joke.
I assume that they're going to be going for. We know that not everyone's going to have a crazy gaming PC, so we want to be giving people the opportunity of having like a mid to high end PC in their living room.
I think they're going to really try to keep pushing power on their hardware going forward. I mean, after doing the X and taking so much pride in that being so powerful, I imagine they will just keep doing that. But it's not something that is their main focus because, yeah, like you guys said, like I love their PC initiative. I love what they're doing. There's a lot of stuff Microsoft's doing that I really appreciate. I appreciate being able to play Horizon 4 on my PC. I don't own an Xbox. Like, I appreciate that
weird thing that they're bringing Xbox Live to Switch.
Yeah, they're just putting their shit everywhere, and like I appreciate that, and they understand the significance of their brand and like not shoehorning it to one thing, like, and that's one thing I'm looking forward to the most for them is not so much even the games, which we'll get to, but like and they've said it in the past that they are really working on a big announcement for Game Pass on PC in terms of having more games available there, and potentially some of the rumors and some of the things found on like dev code or whatever is that like there's a really good chance we'll get like every Game Pass game that's on there emulated on the PC via like some kind of Xbox One thing or something. So that would be a huge megaton announcement because I mean these consoles are basically PCs in their architecture. They all use the x86 thing. So like if you're just running the Xbox OS kind of in a way through Windows 10, which they're very, very similar, I assume, then it's like, man, it'd be really cool if you could just get a way to just run it as an Xbox One game onto my PC through Game Pass. That would be massive for me. Because while I think it's neat that you could subscribe to Game Pass on PC, there's really not many, like besides Forza and Sea of Thieves and like State of Decay, like there's not many things there for you to really take advantage of it long term. And I think they want PC people to be on Game Pass long term. So like that would be my big announcement. Is like, hey, and right now everything available on Game Pass, you can also play anywhere on PC. And I'd be like, thank you, fucking God. Because we know Halo's coming to PC. We know Gears is coming to PC.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, going forward, everything's coming to PC. But the back catalog of Game Pass stuff, man, I would love to have that shit on PC. Like, that would be a megaton announcement for me. I would get so much value out of it.
My poor hard drive.
So like that's where their head is at, and that's really unpredictable and fun because like that's the thing of like, yeah, sure, yeah, the console, but it's like, what are you doing as a company to really spread yourself around? Because like I'm super happy with Phil Spencer and his attitude towards the industry the last 2 or 3 years at E3. So like I'm always open to listening to them talk about their plans, whether it be just really nice and easy and small things like refunds or big stuff like we're uniting everybody here. We're letting our servers out here, putting Xbox Live there. We're letting PC people do this. And it's like, yeah, man, just keep talking to me. Cause like, I really enjoy Microsoft's stance on a lot of things lately.
I can't think of many more Microsoft.
I imagine this will be the place where a lot of third parties go to.
Yep.
Yeah.
With Sony gone, I mean,
where else are you gonna go?
Sony's for the longest time had that big stage where it was like, oh man, we want to announce all of our multi-plats on PlayStation 4 stage because that's a lot of people go for the marketing deals there, and we'd get a lot of big Japanese announcements there. But it's like, I mean, last year we had Sekiro at Microsoft's, and like that would be traditionally a Sony announcement usually. So it was cool to see that there. And this year, yeah, like Abby, you mentioned like Cyberpunk, is confirmed to be there. If Microsoft's planning on talking about next gen, will we see Cyberpunk running on and this is running on next gen Xbox hardware? And then you can see like the difference between, I mean, I don't know if they want to undersell the way their game looks on current gen because that would make people go, ooh, poo poo. But I imagine we'll see something running on whatever the hell they've got going to take that steam away from Sony's like big SSD announcement. But yeah, like the big rumor, we'll see that From Software game here with George R.R. Martin. The big rumor was it would be at Microsoft's. Another big rumor about Fable coming back. And like for a long time, that's been rumored to be the Playground Games team, which are the Forza Horizon guys, which they are open world masters at this point. So it's like applying their design.
It's a bit of a different game, though.
Well, yeah, no, but that's what's so fun and interesting about it is like they have experience making open worlds for racing, and it's like if you take some of those sensibilities that make it fun to poke around their world, whether you're in a car or not, where it's like, oh, right around the corner is something fun here. It'd be neat to see them fill out a world for an RPG that would be, because I love seeing people who are really proficient in one thing go, oh, we could take our ideas from that and try to twist them into this. So
I mean, if they do, it'll
really
be
fun.
Definitely very interesting to see a Fable game without Molyneux talking about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh god.
We're like, so this is actually the stuff we're going to be getting. Cool.
Oh my god, I just remembered how much I don't like Fable.
I really, really, really loved the first game.
I liked 2 a lot. I never
didn't.
Like, there's just something
I actually
about
finished 2, but I just all the time I was like, I don't like this game.
Yeah. 3 was
I don't know why.
kind of crap, but I finished it.
There's something about the whimsy of it that I really enjoy, and it doesn't take itself seriously, like literally at all. So it was always like it's an atmosphere that I liked. So like it would be really cool for me if they could just nail Fable and like have it not suck and have it not feel like, like, oh man, this could have been so much more. Because there was so much potential in the ideas in Fable 1, and then I like Fable 2 as well, actually. I never played 3, but 3 I feel had these grand ideas of like these civil wars and all these things going on. It's like, oh man, it sucks that it didn't. But yeah.
The other game that I have written down in sort of like my leaks and rumors thing that might, if it's going to be anywhere, might be at Microsoft is Harry Potter Magic Awakened.
I
can't imagine where else that would go because I'm pretty sure it's a Warner Brothers thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Harry Potter RPG where you make your own character and walk around Hogsmeade.
Yeah, that footage leaked so long ago, and we haven't heard anything about it. So like it. Yeah, that's showing up, and if it would show up anywhere, it would be Microsoft. So, I would love to see that. Like that, I would love to play that. So come on, like so much potential in making a good Harry Potter game. So, that would be a cool announcement. Yeah,
I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but I do like RPGs, so you never know.
Yeah,
I could be swayed by this one.
It's a bit of like, it's an RPG where you can't choose your class. You are going to you are a magic user. You have no choice.
I mean, there's different schools of magic and everything, so it would be an instance of that, of like which side you're studying down and everything, and just how you choose to spec out your wizard.
Because there's not going to be, you can't be a bad wizard. No one at school's going to be teaching you the dark arts.
Yeah, maybe. No, maybe, who knows?
Maybe you find a diary lying around and you're like, oh, secrets. Avada Kedavra.
That's my favorite Harry Potter scene.
There was also
which one would you just find a random diary?
Yeah, and say abracadabra.
I said Avada Kedavra or whatever.
Oh, sorry.
Abracadabra.
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
There was another game that's been confirmed. It comes out in 2021.
Oh god!
And people are like, we're definitely going to see it. So I don't think so.
No.
But there's a new Lord of the Rings game coming out about Gollum. It's called Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Oh yeah, that's
right. It's called Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Yeah. I don't think we've had any information about it apart from it's about Gollum.
I hope you don't play as Gollum.
I think you play as Gollum.
No.
In the.
What the time?
Part of the story of Fellowship of the Ring, leading up to where he makes his entrance.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to crawl around as that little fuck. Like I'm gonna be honest with you.
A stealth. It would be a pretty cool stealth game.
It'd be like Styx. That stealth game is Styx, where you're that nasty little orc goblin.
Never heard of it.
Like, yeah, no, not many people have. So.
No, I mean, like it was great.
Like you could fairly easily also just have the game be like, hey, here's Smeagol. He's slowly turning insane. Play that bit, and then you're learning to be a super stealthy guy. It's like a stealth survival game.
Maybe it'll be cool. Yeah, you know what? I'm like in my mind, I think of like what I want to do in Middle Earth, and like, oh shit, there might be a boom there. I just punched my desk by accident. What I want to do in Middle Earth in a video game is be a dwarf, be a human, be an elf, and just like do cool shit. Like I'm thinking about just being that naked little weirdo, just roaming around Middle Earth. It's like, man, I don't want to be this
dream. To be a naked little weirdo crawling around.
I hope it's good for you, kiddo. Because
I
want to hear you
live
talk
out
about
my
that game.
dreams.
Maybe it'll be awesome. Who knows? You know, naked little.
So where do we think? Where do we think Sega are going to come up in this?
Nintendo. I don't know. What have they got?
What if they come up in the Kind of Funny Games showcase?
What, for the indies?
They did Judgment stuff at the last one.
I suppose.
It's not for like a Sonic game or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's for a new Atlas development team. And by new, I mean they were new in December of 2016. So.
Nintendo.
Yeah, it's probably Nintendo.
Okay, we'll talk about them when we get to Nintendo then.
Nintendo.
So, any other thoughts on Microsoft?
Give me a release date for Halo Reach on PC, please. They're doing some beta stuff. Let me know when I can play as the Master Chief on my Master PC.
I hate to break it to you, but Master Chief is not playable in Reach.
Yeah, you're right. Give me the release date for Halo 1 and 2 on PC. So I can play as the Master Chief on my Master PC. There we go.
I mean, Reach is a great game.
Yeah. Reach is fantastic.
But Master Chief doesn't show up until the very end, and you don't play as him. So,
give me a new Banjo-Kazooie. And then make it a joint announcement. I know Banjo's never coming to Smash, probably, but I would love a new Banjo game. We're in this cool era where it's like, oh man, people are making platformers, and Hat in Time is super successful. Microsoft's like, we fucking got you. And and you hear go, and then Banjo, Phil Spencer comes out dressed like Banjo, and everyone's like, who is in that suit? Who is in that suit? And then he zips it open, and he's like, that's right, Banjo-Kazooie 3, Banjo-Kaz 3,
Banjo 3E.
Banjo 3E, yeah, thank you.
That raises a point. If Smash is going for like third-party characters, do you think that there is the potential of a Smash announcement in someone else's conference?
Yes, 100%.
Like if it is someone from Microsoft.
Yes, especially because Nintendo's is the last one. I think them going, oh man, we announced this character, and then check them out in action at the Nintendo Direct on June 11th, whatever. That would get I mean, everyone's gonna watch Nintendo anyway, but then it's like, oh my god, what? And then it just creates a bunch of hype 2 or 3 days before. So, oh yeah, 100%. There's total. Will it happen? I don't know. Possibility? Oh yeah, definitely. I think so. And that would be awesome to just out of nowhere you're watching Microsoft's and the fucking Smash logo. Like, just think about how hyped that Persona announcement was, where you're like, what is this? And then they flip the envelope and it's the Smash logo. Like, doing that anytime, like Master Chief pulls out a plasma grenade and touches it, and the Smash logo comes on it, and Cortana's like, Chief, where are you going? To Smash. And then he jumps in the air.
Time to smash.
Yeah, and then he's gone. You know, so yeah, 100%. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh gosh.
Come on.
Come on.
Dragonborn, like, Foods Raw Smash, and then he just jumps in the air. Skyrim really is in everything. And then, you know.
Foods Raw Smash.
Yeah, 100%. It's gonna happen.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Anyway.
What's after Microsoft, Debbie?
At 5:30 p.m. PST, which is like 2:30 in the morning for us. Bethesda.
Boo! Piss off, Bethesda. Get a better time slot.
They're never gonna. This is their time slot.
I don't know why they've taken this. Is it like because of like PEGI ratings or something?
I thought
you were just talking shit at Bethesda.
Piss off.
Get the fuck out of here. Go home. But that's going to be really interesting, I think, because last year, I mean, traditionally it's like, oh man, they publish a lot of really neat stuff. And there's a lot of really neat stuff that has been dormant, you know, whether we see stuff like Evil Within or we see the next Arcane game, the Prey and Dishonored guys.
Yeah.
But then it's like, man, after last year, they really dug a hole for themselves with coming out acting like their shit don't stink with Fallout. Like, that's right.
Was it,
this is a multiplayer game, but it's also really good. Oh, our games are buggy? Yeah, the internet says so. Dude, your fucking games are buggy, dude. You released Fallout 76 and it was a buggy mess. That's not a joke, Todd. People bought a game they couldn't play.
Yo,
you sold a poopy bag. Come on, dude.
Don't you be shouting at Todd Howard.
But he was. I keep thinking I love Todd Howard. I really love Todd Howard. But he came out in that sick jacket, looking so hot. He looked so good out there. Like, Todd, I'm proud of you, buddy. I watched all the interviews with you. You were the dorkiest guy. That's a glow up. Todd came out like. Todd came out. He's like, that's right. Our games are buggy. Fuck what they say. We got this game, and like he presented it like with the most panache. The dude came out there. And then they released it, and it was a big poopy game. Now, I don't know how much Todd Howard had to do with Fallout 76. I think in terms of business, if you're going to put a face in front of any Fallout game, any Elder Scrolls game,
it's Todd Howard. Be Todd Howard, yeah.
So, in a way, I feel bad for him in a way, because if he had anything to do with it at all, I mean, they said he did, but with Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6...
He was the game director, so yeah. Kind of had something to do with it.
Todd!
It's all right. He can have a down game. It's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
The question, was it the year before last where I guess it was their second conference? It's like, oh, what's Bethesda going to do? And it was literally just like that Bethesda Land thing that didn't really announce anything. I feel like that's what this year is going to be. We're going to get a Bethesda Land equivalent.
Probably.
Because they'll talk about Elder Scrolls Online, Blades, and Doom. Yeah.
Doom and that Wolfenstein thing, it's not out yet.
Oh, is there a Wolf? Oh, the prequel-y, sequel-y thing.
Youngblood.
Yeah. Last game was called Old Blood.
Yeah, wow. We got a naming convention. So yeah, I mean, it's. I traditionally look forward to theirs every year because it's a thing of like, man, what are they gonna do this year? Will we get to see something that Todd's main team is working on? And I mean, they've said that Starfield's not going to be here this year, which is really disappointing. But I guess it's their thing of we don't talk about it until it's coming out. So. Maybe next year.
Talk about so many things last year then.
Yeah, they kind of contradicted themselves by talking about tons of things that aren't coming out right away, and also games of theirs that are 10 years off, like Elder Scrolls 6. So
I was reading my tweets from last E3, and I was like, I don't care what happens, Todd Howard just won E3, and at that aged like milk. So
aged like milk.
It did.
Really did.
It really did. Considering, I was kind of excited for Fallout 76. I was like, yeah,
I was too.
Multiplayer Fallout, people have been asking for that for years. Yes. Sure, why not? And then I just never played it. So
much potential in nailing that formula, and it's like, oh man, Todd's directing this thing. This is what he's been working on. Like, that's really cool.
You want to know my theory on what happened with that? Is that the big bosses at Bethesda were like, make a multiplayer Fallout, and they were like, okay, how do we do that? And they're like, I don't know, but you got to do it so it's ready for next E3. I feel like that's what happened.
I don't know, just put Todd on it. Fuck it. See what he comes up with. And Todd's like, yo.
Yeah, it's not like he's working on fucking Starfield and
I'm working
Elder
on
Scrolls
Starfield,
6, but,
bro. Have you seen this jacket?
A glow up. Glow up at the age of 40, 45 or whatever it is.
It's never too late to glow up. I'm still gonna do it. So yeah. Knowing that Starfield won't be there, knowing that Elder Scrolls 6 we won't hear anything else. I mean, like, I have no really hopes and dreams for Bethesda. I mean, like, I would love for Evil Within fans to get a new Evil Within game, or whatever Shinji Mikami is working on, because that's where the Horror Master's at now, is being published by Bethesda. So, big year for Resident Evil 2. People would probably love to hear that the creator of Resident Evil is doing something else, whether it be a new IP. They got to be working on something. So,
do you think that they'll do like a big old, hey, here's a big old update to Fallout 76?
That's a good talking point, because like we talked about Anthem at EA. It's like, oh man, will they have the balls to come out and talk about EA or talk about Anthem? I think they can't ignore like that elephant, like that is Fallout 76. Like they can't I feel like they can't just not talk about it because everyone's gonna ask about it after the conference is over. Like, so what about the updates to Fallout 76? Because it was such a thing to avoid being cheesy, but it was such a fallout for them over those months that it's like they haven't had a proper platform to really get out in front of it and say, hey, look, this thing was a stinker when it came out. Here's a big expansion for it. We think you're going to like it. It adds tons of NPCs. It adds quests. It adds this. It adds that. It adds this. And I think it would really turn a lot of people around because, like, I don't hear a lot of positive things about that game, but also that I know of, I have friends who fucking, like, obsessively play that shit and, like, love it. And there's something there for some people to hang on to, and more so than I think there is for people to hang on to with Anthem. So I think if they can come out there,
I think it's brand loyalty with Fallout.
Yeah, 100%. I think if you come out and like, hey, look, these are the things that were wrong with it, but that's not stupid. It's like we'll come out and like, you know, adding NPCs and adding some more traditional Fallout-isms to it, I think they could really kind of not turn it on 100% because I think it's always going to have that stigma, and gamers are like really, really bitchy, like just like we don't forget.
No,
and it's like shut the fuck up. Like the update's good, like whatever. And like I'm willing to always accept patches. Like we've had so many instances where games have turned around for the better. With good teams behind them, and I would love to see them turn it around because, like, why would I not? Who doesn't want to see that? So it's like, I hope they don't ignore it because I think that'd be a big, nice story out of E3.
I really hope they give me a reason to play it because I really want to play it just because of how good Virginia looks.
Yeah.
Like, the map looks like it's had a ton of effort put into it, but it doesn't seem like they knew how to put Fallout into a games as a service kind of formula. But, that being said, speaking of games that they've turned around, I reckon, even though Bill can already play it, ESO Elsewhere expansion will get a mention.
It probably will, yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably announce their little smaller DLCs like they always do, like their little like dungeon packs and stuff that come out with ESO Plus.
Get the Elder Scrolls lady back.
I know when Morrowind came out, not long after that, they had their dungeon pack announcements at E3. So yeah, we'll definitely see new stuff coming for Elsewhere for sure.
In addition to that, I reckon we'll get a release date for Doom Eternal.
Yes. 100%.
Because that feels like it should have a release date by now, and it doesn't, as far as I know.
Do you think that it'll be because they've mostly put Doom and Wolfenstein 2 on the Switch eventually, but it took a little while longer. Do you reckon that Doom Eternal might come out somewhat similar times?
Yeah, they've confirmed it's coming out on the same day.
Oh, have they? Man, I pay no attention to anything whatsoever.
I think they have.
That's
Let me double check.
Because it's like,
Doom
I could play Doom on my Switch, but I have to wait 8 months. Same with Wolfenstein 2.
It'll launch alongside the others.
Nice.
So, yes, I do think they will.
So if I was to get it, I would probably end up picking it up on the Switch.
Yeah, why not?
So I can kill demons in bed.
I've written down another thing, but hold on. I don't want to...
The suspense.
Is it out yet?
What?
It's coming out soon. Okay.
What?
Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Yeah.
Probably make a showing. I didn't know. See, the Wolfenstein names confuse me.
Yeah.
So I just had to double, triple check that.
One. Then there was Old Blood. Then there was something else. New Order.
Yeah.
Then
Wolfenstein New Order, Wolfenstein Old Blood, then Wolfenstein 2, then now Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Yeah. So maybe there'll be a Wolfenstein Old Order.
Well, I think they've got to get this one done first.
Yeah.
And then Axeray mentioned in the chat something about Dishonored.
New Arcane game. I imagine we'll see something from them, whether it be something Prey-related, or yeah, buddy, give me that Bloodborne. Yeah, X-Ray in the chat. Hell yeah, dude. Give me the crossover, man. Tonight, BJ Blazkowicz joins the hunt. Hell yeah, buddy. Yeah. Sorry.
BJ Blazkowicz in Smash.
Yeah.
Or Doom
Kill that
guy.
Fucking Nazi Waluigi. Oh, Waluigi's not in the game.
Nope.
Never mind.
I don't have anything else when it comes to
Nope. That's
Bethesda.
it.
So, moving on to June 10th, which
is the
I'm
day.
going to warn everybody. Get some sleep the night before. Maybe stock up on some energy drinks because it's going to be a day.
Shame that Bethesda's on at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I know. Because then we've got to get up early to start getting ready for...
Well, I guess
Hold on.
Is
1,
it
2,
Ubisoft
3, 4, 5, 6 press conferences that are happening on that day.
But they don't start till like 4 o'clock our time, right? 4, 5 o'clock?
Yeah, but I've got things to do. I'm
yeah.
I'm an adult now.
Sometimes I'd be adulting by going to the shop and buying my next lot of snacks.
Exactly.
I would have bought them. I would have bought them all on Sunday and be like, "Man, this is enough for the entire E3 week," and they'll all be gone by the time Bethesda starts. So
yeah. But anyway, the first one we're not actually going to talk about too much because we don't know what to expect. But there is a virtual reality showcase on at 9 a.m. PST on June 10th.
Yeah.
Bill's obviously very excited because he's the VR man.
So when they talk about VR, I assume that they're only going to talk about PC VR. Like they're not going to talk about VR.
I will read it. I'll read it out.
Okay.
So it's pitched as a pre-recorded event similar to Sony's State of Play showcase. The stream will be hosted by members of Kinda Funny, presumably Greg Miller, feature reveals for games coming to all headsets. This is our chance to show this is a quote start. This is our chance to show what the world what the future holds for VR. We want to produce something that will excite not just the Rift, Vive, PSVR, Quest, and Windows VR owners of the world today, but also those that haven't yet bought a headset. We've been talking with developers about this since last year, and trust me, some of these reveals are gonna be big.
Yeah!
Huh.
Yeah!
Like, it's impossible to predict VR because it's literally any game that exists, VR version. Yeah. Any game you can think of, VR version. We don't... Anything. VR Rock Band. Bring it to me.
Our first press conference starts at 5 p.m.
I am so excited now that I have a Rift too. Like, just give me all the announcements. Now I can play them all.
Do you have the Go or the Quest? Oh, the S.
I have the Rift S, yeah. So anything on Oculus or Steam VR or whatever I could play.
I put it to so I am get into desktop
excited.
VR. I don't know.
I'm excited. But yeah, I have no hopes or dreams. Just give me cool stuff. Like, I'll just take anything in VR and play. I just buy random VR shit because like, oh, that's cool, and then I just play it because like whatever.
When they say they're talking about all headsets, does that include the Labo one?
I wonder.
Probably not.
I imagine Nintendo would save anything like that for theirs.
Have you managed to hook the Switch in through to PSVR yet?
I have not tried that. I should look into it though. I
hear that it's a lot clearer than.
So I could potentially do Mario Odyssey's VR stuff with my PSVR.
Yeah, you can do all the VR stuff. It like obviously helps because you don't have to hold the Switch to your face.
Oh my god!
But also the system just runs a little bit better through PSVR.
Oh my god!
Apparently.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, I didn't know the extent of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that. I'm looking into that this evening for sure. Sick. Yeah. So, what's next?
Next is the PC gaming show, which is at 10 a.m. PST, so an hour after the Upload VR one starts. We have another one.
I imagine the upload will be like 45 minutes long. I think we'll get a 15
I imagine we'll have probably like a 10-15 minute break in between the two. Yeah. But
is that guy hosting the PC gaming show again?
I don't know. I didn't read anything about it because I really, really hate it.
Yeah.
It's so boring every year.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing that exists. Like, it's really like for people who want those deep dives on games, like that they're or maybe not interested in. Like, that conference is just them sitting out there, and a lot of times those devs come out and just run them through their games for a while. And like, it's like, huh?
I think it's weird because it's like it's pretty much the same as what Treehouse does, but Treehouse they tell you in advance what you're going to be listening to. PC gaming should be like, man, what is the next 20 minutes of my life going to be about?
Yeah.
The problem is if you are unfortunate enough to hit on a game that doesn't interest you, you got nothing to do until that part of the press conference is over.
Yeah.
And that's why I really struggle with PC Gaming Show.
A
lot of the
EA
things that they
speaks
announce
sports.
there in general don't interest me personally, because it's a lot of like XCOM action things, which
Star
is just not what I'm
Citizen.
after right now. Yeah,
Alpha
like,
0.2.
you'll be lucky.
Yeah, they only just released the last alpha.
But yeah, I don't really have any predictions for PC Gaming Show. There's things I'd like to see. I'd like to see Ooblets.
Yeah.
But whether we see that here or at the Kind of Funny game showcase later on, I don't know. If at all, because God knows.
The question is, if Microsoft is making more of a push towards PC, are they going to be like, hey, here's like a brief bit about Halo Infinite, see more in the PC Gaming Show?
I imagine that might be for the Halo Master Chief Collection of like, hey, these are all the stuff, Halo Reach on PC, blah, blah, blah. Check out the PC Gaming Show where we have so-and-so from 343 going through like all of the PC exclusive settings, like graphic settings and everything we're doing to make it accessible to the widescreen monitors and whatever. I imagine if we got anything, it would probably be the Master Chief Collection. Because they're really like proud of like, in the times that they've talked about it, of like, hey, look, like we ain't just put a half-assed PC port out, like, this has everything you could possibly expect, and PC gamers love to see deep dives on that stuff. It was one of Total Biscuit's big things, of like, hey, look at all the settings, blah blah blah, and
I can't think of anything more boring than a settings menu. I genuinely can't.
Man,
I'm like, do they have an optimize for your PC button that I can click? I guess I'll click that.
But yeah, I bet if that even happens, like that would be my guess.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've got no predictions or hopes for
PC.
PC.
It's just a thing that I go and get stuff to eat as it's on.
Yeah, prime napping time, I'm telling you.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours from 6 till
8.
8, yeah. Anyway, moving on from that, this is just a quick one. Limited Run Games are doing a press conference at 12 p.m. PST on June 10th. If you don't know who Limited Run Games are, they are a company that do physical games in limited quantities.
Yes.
So they'll be announcing like the next few months of things that they've got going on. Last year it was super casual. They just had like a dude on a stream playing some of the games as they were being announced.
Yeah.
So that might be nice after
PC Gaming Show, yeah.
PC Gaming Show, to be honest. I'm really hoping for Hyper Light Drifter to get a physical copy on the Switch.
I kind of want Wargroove to get a physical copy.
That would also be sweet. Whether either of those are possible, I don't know. But yeah, I know Bill's super interested in the topic of physical games.
I like physical games. I just don't buy them anymore.
Well, you buy them, you just don't play them.
It's wow. Get rest. I'm going to the hospital, dude.
Is that? Well, I mean, have you opened Mario since last week?
Which Mario is that?
New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe.
No, I got that shit digital, dude.
I thought you said you bought the case.
Nah, I'm all digital on the Switch now.
Oh.
And he got bored of the idea of playing it before it downloaded. So
yeah, I played the first level. I'm like, shit, this is good, and then I just never played it again.
Man, that sounds like Yoshi.
Yoshi too. I'm thinking of Yoshi. Sorry, I didn't play Mario at all. I'm thinking of Yoshi.
It, though.
Yoshi. Yeah. So no, I love what Limited Run does. I think it's awesome, and like I never really bought anything from them, but in this age of like, and especially looking forward into the future. Where you have people bringing out the big guns with the streaming services and stuff. I think there's a really nice charm that could potentially be lost. And I think it's not even, and you know what? I talk about it and I act like, oh man, it's just a thing people like. It's charming. It's like, I think there's a genuine concern for some people where
it's
a lot of people,
for a lot of people, yeah.
Preservation. And also like, not everyone could be connected to the internet, and it's nice to be able to put in my game and play it. And granted, we live in the world of a patch every 3 fucking days, but like you could, I mean, if you're not connected to the internet, you can still launch these games if they don't have an online component. So going to a future where these things exist on servers and not in my house is a shame. So it's cool to see Limited Run come out for like indies and stuff and go, hey, these guys can't afford to produce physical games. We'll do it for them, and they do some really awesome box art and really nice stuff. So
the only thing I wish is that they weren't actually limited runs, but it was like, hey, we'll guarantee like this particular like first month of orders or whatever, and then if you want it after that, you unfortunately got to wait until there's like enough people that have ordered it, which I guess might be the problem. But because if you say it's only going to be here for a month, is everyone who will buy it buys it.
Yeah, I guess the reason that they do it in limited quantities is just because it makes more business sense. Yeah. The thing that I wish I didn't have to do was pay $15 every time I wanted to ship a game to me. So,
sorry if you mentioned this. Do they announce what games are going to be at their thing?
No, they'll be
surprises.
Talking about those as we go.
I hope there's a Slay the Spire limited run. I hope there's
Is there a Dead Cells one already?
I think they just have
Dead Cells just has a release. It's not limited run.
I want a Quick Serve Delicious 2.
Oh.
I want see? There we go.
Is that game out yet?
Yeah.
The
game's been out for a while.
I think I have it.
Bro. Yeah, I'm really curious what it'll be like. What were the biggest indies over the last year?
Well, they already have Celeste coming out, so that's
sweet,
the big one.
Yeah,
and I feel like them getting Celeste kind of really validated them as
a company.
A company. Like they had other cool stuff before, but nothing as big as Celeste.
That Celeste box art rocks too. Like that shit is just good looking. So. Yeah, as somebody like all my years, I have talked about physical games and how like I just love them. I love smelling the box, like that moment, that feeling of being a kid and opening a new game, But as the years have beaten me down in terms of convenience, I have just bought everything digital lately, and it's kind of feels bad. But
the problem with the limited run games is I can never afford them at the time.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing.
And the other downside is that they come with American boxes where the words are at the top of the spine, and I don't like it.
Yeah, American spines are different to European spines, which are different to Japanese spines. So
I need to increase my.
You need to buy more limited run.
I need to buy more limited run games so I can have a limited run section. Because at the moment I've just got Golf Story and Shantae, and that's not a section.
Well, it's the start of a section.
Yeah.
What would you want to see physically released on anything?
I'd like to see Baba Is You. Because
Baba Is You.
I like that game. Like I said, Wargroove sort of makes sense as an idea for that sort of...
The only thing that concerns me about that one is that Chucklefish own it.
I don't think that they're necessarily...
Well, not own it, but they publish it.
Yeah. Well, someone must have made the Stardew one. It wasn't Chucklefish.
Well, they made it in Japan, which is probably a bit different.
I don't know.
Well, on the Switch. I don't know.
I'm just dreaming.
Wargroove would be cool, though. Doggo. Good dog, Caesar. Yeah, I really want a Hyper Light Drifter, because...
What is that game? I can't remember.
I don't know how to explain it. I haven't played it. I keep wanting to play it, but I keep also wanting to wait for a physical release. That's my burden. As far as I'm aware, there isn't an issue with Chucklefish. It's just they self-release their stuff. As far as I'm aware.
Mm-hmm. So we might get a Wargroove.
Might get a collab.
Mm.
I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. Anyway.
Next.
An hour after Limited Run.
Uh-huh.
We have Ubisoft at 1 p.m. PST.
Bam, 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 bam. otherwise known as the Open World Conference.
Yeah.
So, what I have written down for Ubisoft in terms of things that are already announced, apparently I didn't put much effort into this one. I've got Skull and Bones and Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Skull and Bones was just delayed out of this year.
Oh, was it?
Was it?
Bye, pirates. That's a bummer.
That was the one that was looking like it was only going to be PvP, wasn't it?
What was that?
That was the one that was
Cut
going
off
to
for
look
a
like it
second.
was PvP only, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like For Honor with boats.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I'm so excited about Skull and Bones, but I really, really don't. I don't want a PvP game. I really don't want a PvP game.
Same.
Because the boating mechanics in Assassin's Creed 3, at least, were super fun. Super good.
Will we get 2 years in a row now? We've had surprise Nintendo collaborations.
Yes.
First year Mario Rabbids, last year Star Fox and Starlink. Will we get something else from them? Whether it be
I hope so.
A Nintendo addition to an existing game, or a Nintendo addition to an Ubisoft game, or another collaborative effort like Rabbids, where it's Nintendo's IP with a whole game made out of it. Because Starlink was a a guest star.
I want this to happen because even though I've not beaten either of, I've not beaten Mario plus Rabbids or Starlink, I enjoy the idea of them at the very, very least.
Mario Rabbids is so hard.
It's really difficult. I don't understand, but okay.
I really got to play that game.
It's hard.
It's hard, but it's fun.
I only did the first level.
Well, of course you do. Of course you did.
Yeah, I can't. Again, it's like one of those things where you can't really expect what they would do.
Watch Dogs 3, probably, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking in terms of like Nintendo.
Oh, Nintendo. Oh, sorry.
Does Ubisoft have a racing franchise?
The Crew.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
The
say
Crew cross Mario Kart.
No, I was gonna say maybe they hand over F-Zero to Ubisoft, but
no, I don't want that.
Now
been waiting 16 years. I don't want that.
And then it's fucking Ubisoft, and like Ezio's in there.
Can you imagine, just fucking put Ezio
in a Mario Kart,
drive around Italy? Yeah, so
F-Zero.
Yeah, I mean, we could think on yeah, I think it would be, if anything, it would be a little hard to predict because, I feel like if they were to collaborate again, it would probably be a Nintendo property, and I have no idea what it would be. So
I wonder if Nintendo, now that they've had this sort of trust, I guess, built up with Ubisoft, would be willing to let them just have a go at a Nintendo property.
Why is it just straight up make a Mario game?
Well, yeah, why not?
Or a Zelda game or whatever.
Make a turn-based RPG with Link in it.
Ooh.
Make a new Paper Mario.
Ooh.
There's a lot of things they could do.
Interesting. That's
and Nintendo have so many things going off that they could probably do with just handing something off to a studio that they trust.
Well, it's like they've sent off Zelda to the Crypt of the Necrodancer people.
That's really cool.
So you never know what they could do now. When does that come out? Have we got a date for that?
No, I want to talk about this, but when we get to Nintendo.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nintendo.
But yeah, the other things that have been sort of rumored and leaked have been Watch Dogs 3.
Set in London.
Ooh.
Assassin's Creed 2020 being
set in London.
About Vikings, so maybe in London if they make their way over there. You never know. And a new Splinter Cell game.
Set in London. Splinter Cell's been gone for a long time, so I think that's why people think
fucking want it. They jokingly announced one on Twitter a few weeks ago, and everyone was like, "Wow, you can just announce a game like that?" And then it was a joke.
Why? That's not funny.
No, people were really mad.
Was the last one Blacklist?
I honestly don't know to say, but
because
think
in my head I'm like Splinter Cell, but I think I'm thinking of Ghost Recon.
Yeah, a lot of those Tom Clancy games have very similar naming conventions. Whereas Blacklist sounds like a Ghost Recon Blacklist.
Yeah.
Splinter Cell, Breakpoint. All their games you could just interchange the Tom Clancy titles. So
do you know what I'd like to see them do again? End War. That was a good game. a cool game.
Yeah, put it in VR because that was the one with like the voice controls, right?
Yeah,
or something.
It'd be like
Tango
Charlie, Tech Point Alpha.
Yeah, that was an RTS, right? Or like a strategy game.
Yeah.
Or yeah, that'd be cool and neat in VR. I think could work.
There was like a sit rep view where it was like over the top sort of war room type, and then you could get down into the actual squads.
That's cool.
That's cool.
You played that? You played that?
I played it at an event and then a little bit in the actual game.
That's as much as I play any game, so like that's all right. That's enough to talk about it on Permadeath Podcast.
Yeah.
That's why Bill has so many games to talk about.
He just plays every one.
I've played it,
you know.
Yeah. I wrote some stuff. Oh, we already talked about everything. I tried to write some things down for each conference, and I had in there Watch Dogs. They'll probably show some more of that Ghost Recon game that they announced already. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. They spent a lot of time on it in that event, so maybe that was to clear out time. New Splinter Cell. Maybe they'll announce an Assassin's Creed. It won't be out this year, but I imagine they'd probably love to. It already fucking leaked, so I mean, it's the thing of like, which the games always leak. Their Assassin's Creed games leak every time. What the hell's going on? It seems calculated at this point.
Will there be any For Honor update type?
Ooh, probably.
Plan?
Yeah, probably. I feel like that's been a tradition.
Yeah.
Probably some Rainbow Six shit.
No, like season or year 4 or whatever it is at this point.
Check out the new operators. I think I read that Beyond Good and Evil is not going to be there this year.
Oh.
But I could be making that shit up.
I hope you are, because boy, people have been waiting a long time for that game.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 E3 2019. Oh, it's 2020, 2019.
2019.
I'm typing shit wrong.
Speaking of,
there's a play
at work. There's a house that's let to students, and in the window it says now taking applications for academic year 2019 to 1920. What?
Oh, they clearly didn't go to uni.
It's like handwritten, so I'm just like, how? How did you do that? It makes me chuckle every time.
Unless it's like a history joke or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Really after like the history.
Maybe I made that shit up.
Yeah, but they're not going to show gameplay of it, are they?
There's apparently a playable beta at the end of this year, so maybe they'll show something.
Is Beyond Good and Evil the one where they're outsourcing some of the creative stuff to the community and they're being like, hey,
yeah, they did that like thing with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, with his company. Hit record.
That didn't go over very well, did it?
No,
not at all.
Not by people that are actually artists and understand how what he was
Everyone else
saying.
is like, oh, cool, you can get your art in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Ubisoft.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that I'd want from Ubisoft. I imagine they'll start off with their Just Dance parade as they usually do.
Oh. What's her name, hosting it this time? Or no?
Aisha Tyler?
Yeah.
I don't know if they've said anything.
Okay.
I want an Ubisoft open world farming game like Stardew Valley, where I start a farm and I can collect resources and make my farm
in the Wild West.
Yo, bro, don't even joke.
if they were to somehow release like Red Dead on the PC and people modded it so that you could just run a farm.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I want to be a rancher.
Killed Abby, dude.
I'm sorry, Abby. I want it.
I want it.
I would like really, because like all farming games tend to be of one of two styles. They're like the new Harvest Moon sort of 3D like Porsche type cartooniness, or they're pixel like Stardew Valley. I want like a proper, I guess like farming simulator, like style, except not so brutal. If that makes sense, like a Stardew mechanically game, but in a fully realized sort of 3D world. That'd be cool.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want.
Boy.
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 Yeah, but Ubisoft, I don't want to say they've been predictable, but it's like they have so many IP that at any given moment they could just dump a sequel out for it. So
yeah.
Is the
I wouldn't be
Crew 2
surprised
out?
if we see
yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another South Park game. Tease.
Yeah,
I'm not particularly interested in the South Park games.
Me neither, but yeah, it could happen.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I also wouldn't be like devastated if it wasn't there.
No.
Do you want to move on?
Sure.
Yes.
Can you two hold this one while I go make a phone call?
Yeah,
sure. What it is? Kind of Funny Game Showcase.
All right.
June 10th at 4:30 PST.
The indie extravaganza. So we had one of these back in December.
Didn't actually watch it then, so
their whole purpose behind it was like PSX was canceled or it wasn't happening, and Greg Miller, a big Sony fan, was like, you know what? Fuck it. If there's no show, we'll do a damn show. And so their whole idea was to get it ended up as a really nice showcase for some indie games. And they're doing another one for E3, which is cool. I'm kind of unexpected. I wasn't expecting that.
So did they announce stuff, or was it just like, hey, here are some indie things, let's talk about them?
There were some new things shown.
Okay.
And we got the Judgment American release date for that, or Western release date rather, all encompassing.
Yeah.
Which was cool, and a dub announcement at that announcement, which was like, oh wow, that's really neat. Like, there hasn't been a dub for a Yakuza game in Yakuza 2, so
I was gonna say Yakuza 1. I know, definitely did with Mark Hamill.
Yeah, really weird as Goro Majima. So yeah, in terms of what I expect here, indies, like, are there any indies, Kinross, that you are waiting to see more on besides Ooblets?
Okay.
Yeah, besides Ooblets.
I
can't think of any.
Not anything that's like, there's a couple of like super small things that would never ever be at any sort of showcase that I'm sort of following, but no, weirdly, like the Ooblets people have been fairly quiet on Twitter lately, so I don't know whether they're saving up stuff. Either they're saving up stuff for a potential E3 thing, because they're being published by Double Fine, so I don't know whether that affects where
is that a new announcement? Is that a new development?
It's like 2 years ago.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
that.
That's
6 months
really
or a year after they announced the game, they're like, oh yeah, we're partnered with Double Fine for publishing. So
right. Cool.
I don't know if that affects where they end up being talked about.
Right, yeah. I mean, in terms of like Double Fine stuff showing up at Kind of Funny, Tim Schafer, his name is?
Yeah.
He's like friends with Greg Miller and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So like they could potentially collaborate on something, if Double Fine stuff was to be announced. And Double Fine has that game that they announced at what was that? What was the most recent show?
TGS?
Double Fine announced a game, man. It was PAX. They announced games at PAX.
Oh, okay. Double Fine have a lot of games going.
Yeah, it was called like Scum or something, or Rad. It was Rad. A post-apocalyptic kind of thing. Maybe we'll see more on that Kind of Funny's thing if Double Fine's showing some stuff. If we see Ooblets there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the problem with indies. It's like we probably won't hear anything about John Wick Hex because that's already out.
It's not out yet, dude.
Is it not? I thought I've seen people playing
it. I wish it was just up for pre-order. I have it pre-ordered. I'm waiting. Let me actually check. Maybe it came out in the time that I, in between the time I pre-ordered it and now. I want to play it. I wanted to leave that movie and immediately start playing John Wick Hex because it looks rad and Bithell's cool. So, yeah, not out yet. So maybe we'll get a release date for that. Because also, Kind of Funny is really good friends with Mike Bithell. So, he's showed up on the podcast a bunch of times. Yeah, Mike Bithell's a good man. Interesting fellow to listen to talk to. His podcasts are Kind of Funny, are really interesting. Goes into his development and stuff. Fun. Yeah, indies are tough to predict and hash out because like they're predictable. Unpredictable. Like
it's like
every year. Yeah, every year like there's these breakout indies that aren't necessarily known before they come out. So, yeah. That's what I think I'm looking forward to most about it in terms of like, if we could say what we're looking forward to is like, I love indie dominated showcases because it's like you end up coming away with like 4 or 5 nuggets sometimes that are like, oh wow, I'm adding this to my watch list.
Yeah, that you'd literally never heard of before, but you're like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Neat.
I like, what was it? Killer Queen or whatever it was.
Killer Queen, yeah, Killer Queen Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
There's a couple things I'd like to hear about.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Sorry, I had to like run downstairs, do a phone call, and run back upstairs. Couple things that I'd like to see. If Ooblets isn't at PC Gaming Show, it would be cool if it made an appearance here. The other game that I'm really looking forward to hearing about at some point is Mineko's Night Market.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
When was that? Where was that announced last time?
That was announced.
Was
it was an Indies.
Oh, an Indies. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But it's coming out on Steam as well, so it's just Nintendo's got the console exclusive.
Yeah.
Cool.
For now. But yeah. Other than that, I've got nothing.
No, we
I think you were basically saying.
Yeah, it's the best part about any indie showcase is literally sitting there having no clue what's coming, and just be like, you know what? There's a couple of cool games.
It's a cool grab bag of neat ideas, and that's the most exciting part. That's why I'm so glad Kind of Funny's doing this. Is like it gives because usually you'd get an indie or two shown at Sony. They have a little sizzle reel of some indies or whatever, but there's never
thing. Microsoft has that thing, and
there's never like there's never been a show dedicated specifically to them. And I think as we progress, like I look at like I wish I should start doing this, is keep track of every game I buy throughout the year. I bet you it's probably the same for everybody. A large majority of them, because they release so frequently. It feels like there's a new indie game coming out every month or two. That's like, oh yeah, this might be worth buying. Majority of the games I buy, I imagine nowadays are probably indie, because I mean, most of the AAA stuff I buy they come out in their big quarterly schedules. And there's like 3 or 4 of those a year. Like indies just are always coming out, and I'm always buying them. So I love it. There's a whole show that Kind of Funny carved out here just for that. So that's exciting for them.
Yeah.
For the indies specifically. It's cool. Good shit.
I'm hoping that there's something that appeals to me in this one.
Even if there's not, I like from what bits I've seen of Kind of Funny, it's the sort of thing that can just be on in the background just for chill.
Yeah, they're enjoyable.
You know what? I could just play a game or eat a sandwich.
I don't know that we want chill at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh crap! Kind of Funny, you suck.
And we still have one more press conference to go on the 10th.
I know. And it's going to be boring.
Square Enix.
Yep. They are on at 6 p.m. BST, being the latest one, because that starts at 3 a.m. for us.
At my E.
Wait, what? 6 p.m. is not... It's 2 a.m., isn't it?
Maybe.
Because they're 8 hours. Yeah, it's 8 hours behind, so it'll be 2 a.m. It's the old Sony
we'll be awake until 3 a.m. watching it, probably.
Square Enix better have a big old thing to swing around this year. They're taking the 9 p.m. Eastern Sony slot, which is like, everyone huddles around and like, here comes the Japanese games. Like, they better come out, and I want to see more than just the first hour of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Every time they show, it looks fantastic. But every time they show it to us, it's the same goddamn little area of the game. I want to see some more of that game. I want to see Tifa. I want to see a potential release window. I want to see their plans, their concrete plans for how things being released and how immediate each release is. I want that Avengers game. I want Quiet Man 2.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You know what would be an amazing way to intro the show?
No.
If like the lights go out, boom. And it's a joke, but they they put a trailer out for Quiet Man 2. And then the lights come up and like, we got you. That shit sucks. And then it goes into Avengers.
So yeah, a few things. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
They said to expect more in June, so clearly that's confirmed. I think we'll see something about Star Ocean First Departure R, which is a remake of Star Ocean that they announced like 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, they've announced a new Star Ocean game, but the last one came out like 15,000 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, so it's a remake of the first one, but I think it's hard to say what it is right now. It's either a port of the remake or it's a remake of the remake. Who knows?
Okay.
No one knows at this point. Bill mentioned it. Crystal Dynamics is working on an Avengers game.
Do we know
And then
what
there's
kind of
just
Avengers? Like, is it just a? Do we know anything about it other than it's just an Avengers?
Just
game?
that it's Avengers.
Okay. So it could be literally anything.
This is the year to announce it too, man, with Endgame and all that stuff. It's like everyone's been waiting for them to come out with that and like announce it and say more about it. Because all we had was like a little vague Avengers logo the one year. And it's like, man, what kind of game was this going to be? Crystal Dynamics, known for their 3D adventure games, action adventure games. Like, will this be some sick, like over the shoulder, like just meaty ass Avengers combat? Like, the possibilities are really neat here. And like everyone's been like, oh man, is it just like in a really tumultuous development? Like what's going on? Where has it been? And like you could maybe say like they've been waiting until now, with Endgame out, they can finally talk about Avengers kind of without any restrictions because like Avengers story for now has ended. So they can take it in any direction or depending on what Marvel's doing, because Marvel Games is expanding and they've referenced the Sony Spider-Man now a few times in things for the PlayStation 4 game. And will these things be somewhat connected, like with different developers at the helm? Like, it'll be interesting to see what Marvel Games does. Yeah, like something that's just in a weird, loose way. Like these things all kind of exist in the same world. You got Iron Man VR, which is published by Sony. I know it's a PSVR exclusive. Like, will these things kind of coexist? Because I know they're all Marvel Games, I believe, is involved in all of them. So. In some managerial level. So that's could be a potential exciting thing.
Just because I've been playing it lately, I quite like an Avengers style God of War game.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I want. I didn't want to make the comparison right away because I'm like, oh man, people want to be like, oh Bill, you just like, no, yeah, give me some shit. Like I could just bop someone as Thor, like with the same combat as God of War. Like, let me just, oh, fuck you, I'm Thor. Oh, fuck you, I'm Iron Man. Oh, fuck you. That's what I'm talking about. That's my review. That's what I want.
That's my review of a game that doesn't exist.
So, there's a couple other things that people have been discussing.
Okay.
And I don't think these games are anywhere near ready to be shown, which means we could absolutely see them.
Yeah, because it's
Square Enix. They announce things 10 years too early. Luminous Productions, who are the studio that worked on Final Fantasy 15, have a new IP in the works. That's, as far as I know, confirmed.
Oh, new IP, rather. So they're not just working on a new Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, did you say?
Yeah. So they're not working on just a new Final Fantasy if it's a new IP.
No, it's a new IP, yeah.
Okay.
So there is that to potentially mull over. And the other thing is that, let's butcher this guy's name, Naoki Yoshida.
Yeah!
Who is the Final Fantasy 14 guy.
He's a beast! Sorry.
Is working on a new project.
Ooh.
And he's apparently been very vocal about the fact that he wants to work on Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, give that man the next Final Fantasy. For fuck's sake, Square. It will be your biggest regret if you don't. That's not a threat.
Sounded like one.
It sounded like you were threatening all of Square Enix.
So, yeah, there's those two things to mull over, basically. I couldn't find anything else interesting. We might see some Dragon Quest Builders 2 stuff.
Surely we don't... I can't remember whether Hitman 2 is out yet. But if it is...
It is.
Is it all out?
Square Enix ain't involved anymore either.
Are they not?
Nope.
Oh, all right then.
They dumped IO, and then IO self-published, I believe. Or no, Warner Brothers do Hitman 2. Okay. Yeah, different. Square Enix, kind of stupid, dumped that franchise. But IO is a big story. IO got the rights to it
Well,
which is nice
it's here.
because that's a good story, you know. Since it's their baby and all, but yeah, so no Hitman a Square. Yeah, I have to imagine they got some bombs, and I would love a Final Fantasy like 16 announcement at this thing. Like,
it's not going to be ready for a long time.
Yeah,
though,
it won't be ready for a long time. I mean, or maybe, you know, with different leadership on it, because like it never used to be like this. Like, it didn't used to be like where it took them like 15 years to make a Final Fantasy game. Like, we got to 15 somehow, so it's like they used to put these things out at a somewhat regular pace. I would love for them to do that again. Because like I hate this fucking meme that, but it's not even a meme. It's just reality that it's like every Square RPG just takes them. I have 6 kids, and like I watch them get married by the time Final Fantasy like 17 comes out, and it's like, and it's not even a thing of like
Kingdom Hearts 3 was like super quick.
And, yeah, like fucking skip the whole gen. It's like, I would love to see them not do that, because like people are putting out games of similar quality in much less time. And I that sounds like crunchy's people crunch them. But I imagine the crunch on these games that get scrapped and redone and scrapped and redone, that go through these fucking 15-year cycles. It's probably like an endless hell making these things. And I feel so horrible for anybody involved.
It sounded like 15 was a particularly bad case.
Yes.
It sounds like they overwork Nomura by putting him on projects that he didn't even agree to be a part of in the first place.
Like, oh wait, I'm doing this? The fuck? I just got in today. What the hell?
He's got like his hands are on all the buttons, and he needs to like be in several different places at once. So I think that's been the problem with at least Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3. But if we see a release date in the next year for the first part of Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think that's pretty good going.
Yeah.
For Square Enix. And I am intensely curious about this Luminous Productions IP. Because, you know, I do love Final Fantasy 15. It might not be the apple of my eye right now.
Oh, sorry. This is like really like Life is Strange Rewind time button here. But we're talking about Final Fantasy. At Microsoft's conference, can they please announce a new Lost Odyssey? Thank you. All right, we're back.
You're the only person who's asking for a new Lost Odyssey game.
Please.
Was that the one with Andy Serkis, or is that something else?
I don't remember, but that was the Sakaguchi game. That was the Final Fantasy and Uematsu, and it was fine. It was literally Final Fantasy 13, but just different name. And I loved it to death. I want another one. Let's go. Now's the time, Microsoft.
I think you might be the only one asking.
What about
Get
that?
Off his fucking mobile games.
What was it? Dragon.
Not
Dragon Force. Not Dragon Scale. The
one Dragon.
The one where the guy was wearing headphones and kicking
Platinum Games, different thing.
Yeah, I know, but
Dragon.
No, we're not.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Stop talking about it.
Dragon.
About it in a minute.
Scalebound.
So. Scalebound.
Yes, it's Scalebound. We're not talking about that now, though.
Save it for Nintendo. But come on, chat. Lost Odyssey, hit me up. Let's go. Axery, you right? You probably played it. Come on, man. Say yeah. Come on. I'm super hyped to see what Square's got up their sleeves.
I mean, I hope that they have something to talk about to justify them having a conference, because the last time they took over a conference,
it was like 10 minutes, and most of it was. Let's have a look at the.
There was it was an entire section where the guy was talking about.
Just talking about Tomb Raider.
And then he was talking about like finances, but the translator got bored and just gave up halfway through. And we're just like watching an old Japanese man talk in front of a slideshow.
Or at least that was,
that sucked.
The press conference that they had before was dreadful.
Oh god.
Last year they had like a pre-recorded thing, which was equally as bad, but at least it didn't waste our time.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I don't know. It's going to be an interesting thing to watch so early in the morning after a literal full day of press conferences. So.
A job's worth of conferences.
Mm-hmm.
So after Square, we go to sleep.
Last but not least.
And we're bright and early at 9 a.m. PST for the Nintendo Direct.
Woo!
Alright, before we start talking about anything, I want to give a list of the games that they have already announced for this year specifically.
So games that are due to come out this year.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there are a lot. I'm going to be honest.
Yep.
There's probably too many for the rest of the year, if I'm honest. But in June, we have Mario Maker. I don't think we'll see anything about Mario Maker.
Probably not, man.
Mario Maker.
Mario Maker's in June.
Yeah.
I think we'll see maybe a little bit of it.
My headphones came out.
I
can't hear anything right now. Hold on.
I don't think that because we've had that. I mean, I guess maybe they'll be like, "Hey,
I'm back.
Mario Maker's coming out in 2 weeks. We've already had a direct on it. It's not really."
Yeah, I don't think they'll make too much of a big deal about it. In July, Fire Emblem comes out.
Woo!
Fire Emblem is going to get a trailer that's going to spoil a little bit too much for me, and I'm going to be really sad about it, but it's fine. In August, we have Astral Chain, which is a Platinum Games thing.
Yeah, that was the one that came out of nowhere last year, wasn't it? Where we were like, is this...
No, it was earlier this year. You remember when they announced it and I was like, is this Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Yeah, we were like...
no, not Xenoblade Chronicles X2, sorry.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't. It was weird. But then the other things that are on this list are Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, Link's Awakening, Demon X Machina, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Town, and then my only prediction is that Cadence of Hyrule is going to be a shadow drop.
Oh, hey! Come out, so we'll be playing that in 2 weeks' time.
I reckon.
Did they say... Because I feel like they did give a window, and it was either they either said
it
summer...
was spring.
Oh, was it spring?
It was spring, yeah.
Okay, well, we've missed that. Town was the one by Game Freak, right?
Technically not.
June
First
is
day
definitely...
of summer is June 21st, dude.
Yeah, I suppose.
So if they shadow drop it at E3, that's still spring, baby.
Town is the Game Freak one, right? Where we literally saw nothing but a dude in a town.
I'm excited about it.
I've seen a couple screenshots.
Yeah. I can't imagine that comes out this year.
Well, it says that it's coming out this year.
Fair enough.
Well, the last we heard about it said that they were coming out this year.
It'll be a little bit disappointing if their E3 is literally just talking about stuff that they've already announced, but I'd also not be entirely surprised. Because that is a lot of stuff. I am still in my mind being like, man, it'd be really sweet if there was a Majora's Mask equivalent for Breath of the Wild that just got randomly announced.
I
don't think
the
that's
fact
gonna
that
happen.
Link's Awakening is happening this year makes it so that Breath of the Wild 2 is not going to happen at least this year.
Yeah.
In my head, I think it's Link's Awakening this year. They'll probably port the Wind Waker HD or Twilight Princess HD next year.
Give me a Wind Waker.
And then we might have
Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2 after that.
How old is the Switch now? Is it 3 years?
It's 2 and a bit.
2 and a bit. So
we're in year 3.
Yeah, so it'll be year 4-ish.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Or if not, they'll put out whatever they didn't put out before, so it'd be like Link's Awakening, Twilight Princess, The Wind Waker, then Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
Because I reckon they're going to want to pump out as much Zelda as they can.
Yeah, the last year feels like it's been kind of slow Switch-wise. I don't know whether I'm just
It's
crazy.
been this last sort of half year,
Yeah.
because they seem to have been saving up everything that was announced for June onwards.
Yeah.
Because
what have we had this year? We've had Yoshi.
Yep.
And
Mario Party.
That was last year.
That was last year.
What?
So was Pokemon. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think is it literally just Yoshi that's come out this year?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
In terms of first party things from them, yeah.
Mario Tennis.
Last year.
That was last year.
Last summer. Serious? It was last summer.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Last summer?
Yeah. Because I was playing.
Oh no, they had New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe come out in January.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call that like an exciting, exciting game. Yeah, Nintendo's been dead this half of the year.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm living in the past, man.
So yeah, either they're just gonna release everything in the next 6 months and then have another quiet 6 months. Because
Animal Crossing. Give it to me, Nintendo.
I don't know what else there could be. We're not gonna 2G. We had Bowser's Inside Story come out yet?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't think we'll get any 3DS stuff this year.
No, but like I'm trying to think of like smaller Mario games that might come out.
Well, the only rumor that's to do with Nintendo right now is them reviving Scalebound, which is why I was telling you to stop.
I honestly didn't know that. I was just...
No, there's just a rumor that they're reviving a Platinum Games thing, and everyone's gone, it's got to be Scalebound. So, we'll see, I guess. In my head,
Platinum Games is like a small team. And then I'm like, nah,
they cannot be.
They release like 5 games a year or whatever. It's crazy. And I'm like, oh, okay.
They must have at least like 2,000 employees at this rate, because they just keep...
It's crazy.
People keep thinking, Platinum Games can't be doing anything else. And they're like, by the way, Astral Chain.
It's like,
by the way, we might be bringing back Scalebound.
Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, Bayonetta 3, which I'm pretty sure they've said it's not this year.
Nah.
Animal Crossing.
Neb's wondering if we'll hear anything about alternate Switch versions.
Well, they said not at E3, but around it, I bet.
I think, yeah.
I don't think. Maybe. Yeah, I think that they'll have a direct maybe like September to announce like the Switch Mini for Christmas.
I'm really curious what that thing's gonna look like.
In my head, it'll just be a handheld.
With like, do you think they'll have detachable Joy-Cons or glued to the system?
I think they'll be glued to the system.
Will it be foldable?
Is it going to have a clamshell design?
Will it be foldable?
I don't know. I don't think that we're necessarily going to see like a Switch Pro.
No,
I would like one though.
I would like one, but I'd
be interested.
I am still of the mindset that they are of somehow able to do some kind of techno wizardry where the dock can like improve performance.
Yeah, bro.
So you don't have to buy a whole new console. You just buy like a dock. So if you're playing,
oh shit,
like it's just a dock with a GPU plugged into it. I don't know. And it just means that when you're playing stuff in dock mode, it's slightly more reliable, like 1080 or whatever. 60
I mean, it's kind of similar, in a way. Like in theory, like the breakout box for PSVR, like gives a little boost, a little bump.
Yeah.
I imagine, like a beefy dock can probably do something like that.
Justify that price tag.
Yeah, right. Well, hollow piece of plastic costs a fortune.
Oh god.
Fuck.
So yeah, I mean,
my dad was asking how much those were because he was thinking about buying one.
It's like 80 quid.
And I was like, yeah, it's like 80, 90 quid. And he was like, never mind.
Yeah.
Never asked, what connection does the Switch have to the dock? Yeah, what is that port?
USB-C.
What the fuck? Then why is there so much money?
I don't know. But, like, that would be the way where you can, like, give people a better experience without making them fork over for a brand new console. Because I feel like that was, like, a downside of the Pro. It's like, do I really have to fork out £400 to get slightly better games?
Then the whole transfer process of all your digital shit was a pain in the ass. Like doing that sucked. I fucking hated it. Oh, it's so easy. No, it just sucks.
Yeah.
Transfer like 500 gigs of shit. It took forever.
So I'm still, because that was way back in the day when they're like, the more switches or the more devices that are connected to the internet, the more powerful it is. I'm like, oh yeah. That was a rumor.
So
that was a rumor. I don't know that there's much we can say in terms of like
Animal
could
Crossing.
we get from Nintendo?
Give me a release date.
I
Give me footy.
I think that we'll get footage. We will not get a date.
We've got to get a date.
It will.
I will riot.
I think the date will just be winter 2019.
I will take
I
to the
think it's
streets.
going to come out in September.
Yeah! Yeah!
Isn't that when we're expecting Pokemon to be?
No, that'll be in November, I imagine.
October or November, yeah.
I imagine Luigi's Mansion will be October.
Spooky. Yeah.
Pokemon will be
September.
November.
November.
And I think Link's Awakening. This is just a theory.
Mhm.
I think Link's Awakening is going to be their like stocking stuffer kind of game.
Yeah.
As like a Christmas thing, because obviously Pokemon's going to be the big Christmas thing.
Yeah.
But why not Link's Awakening for the adults who remember nostalgia and stuff? I don't know.
I've never played it, so it's not even nostalgia for me. It's just I want to play that game.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm always like, man, I really hope an Animal Crossing game comes sort of between, like, halfway through a season, so that because if it comes out in winter, you've got to wait an entire year to get the full
For
stuff.
Christmas.
Yeah,
But
the
if
only
you're,
reason
like,
I don't think it's going
If
to
it
come
comes
out
out in the autumn, like halfway through autumn, you're like, okay, I can get the autumn stuff and I can get the Christmas stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, the reason that I don't think it's coming out much later than September if it's coming out this year is because there are a lot of in-game events at the end of the year. So there's like Toy Day, New Year's, and you're gonna want to be prepared for that stuff happening. That's not something that you want dropped on you just as you start the game. So that's why I'm thinking September. Because Luigi's Mansion makes sense to come out in October because it's the spoopy game.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon always comes out in November, pretty much. And the only things that really leaves is Demon Ex Machina and Town.
I don't think that. I think Town will be spring next year.
Town doesn't seem like it's going to be a massive game, to be honest.
Well, that's the problem with what they've shown us. It's like I don't quite understand the game yet. So
well,
I mean,
maybe you'll
it'll be
understand in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, maybe it'll be like Star Fox Guard. I enjoyed that game.
Don't remind me of Star Fox.
But
in terms of stuff that I'd want to see, F-Zero.
Yeah.
F-Zero.
Yeah. Star Fox Grand Prix. Whatever Retro was working on before they...
I do want to see what Retro was working on, because since they've been sort of saddled with Metroid Prime...
Do you think that they've put that project on the back burner so that they can work on Metroid, or that they're going to try and push out that before they start on Metroid?
I hope they're finishing off whatever they've been working on for the last, 5 years.
Yeah.
Just because I'm curious, I want to know. I just want to know. The other thing that I want to see, I don't think it'll happen. Well, one I think will happen. Metroid Prime Trilogy, I think...
Oh, man, yes.
...will happen.
Yes.
Then we get to bring back that hashtag.
Hashtag by Metroid! Do you think that they'll do, a super simple port where they don't really do anything to the graphical style? They'll just sort of, improve the resolution a bit? Or do you think that they've, gone back and touched things up using... some fancier assets and lighting. And
I wonder. Metroid Prime 3 had motion controls, right?
Yeah. Well, they added motion controls to all of the games for the Wii.
Oh, you think they'll do Joy-Con shit? Yeah, probably, right?
I hope that there's an option to not.
Probably, yeah. Because the first two didn't have it at all, and I never played 3, but I would hope that you don't have to use them. Yeah, I would probably play it.
You wouldn't, Bill. No, you wouldn't.
No, he'd buy it. He'd hashtag buy it. He wouldn't hashtag play it. Once he's bought it, then the hashtag becomes hashtag play Metroid.
I must advance through the levels.
But I have one more wish. No More Heroes 1 and 2 ports.
But I've only just started No More Heroes 1.
Yeah, but it's just such a good time for No More Heroes to sort of be revived.
Do you think that it's long enough for them to be like, oh, it's a sneaky No More Heroes 3 announcement? Confirmation and thingamajiggle.
Nah.
I feel
although Suda, apparently, let me just double check this, but from what I've been reading, apparently Suda did say he was bringing something to E3. So let me just
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Suda51 hopes to have something cool to announce around the time of E3.
Something to announce. I'm giving up
so
games.
what's the next... hold on. Asked the founder of Grasshopper Manufacturer about the conclusion of Travis Strikes Again and if it meant anything in particular. In reply, Suda said he hoped he would have something cool to announce around E3.
Okay, so if he's gonna... He might talk
Wait,
about...
no, the full quote is, I wonder what that was myself. It might have been Travis messing around. Laughs. I hope around E3 I'll have something cool to announce.
Travis Strikes Again 2.
Can you imagine how mad people would be?
Bless you.
Bless you.
Wowza. Sorry. Really sorry. Oof.
But yeah, I'd like No More Heroes 1 and 2 on Switch. If he's talking about No More Heroes 3, I'm going to be slightly concerned that things are being rushed. But
well, unless he's always sort of been like half working on it.
Yeah, he's been talking really openly about the fact that he's been working on the script since before Travis Strikes Again came out. So
it's like, well, if most of that work is done, it's just making the game.
Yeah, but I want No More Heroes 1 specifically to come out on the Switch, because then I can bully Bill into buying it. He won't play it, but he'll buy it. But
I will buy it. I'll buy it day one.
Would you play it though? Would you do it for me?
I would beat that day 2.
Hell yeah.
That's a hell of a game to beat in a day.
I would quit my job and beat the game.
I mean, you could probably just take a day off rather than quit your job.
Yeah. No, you gotta go all in.
I mean, I'm already putting my 2 weeks in with WoW class. No, if you're listening to that, if you're listening to this, boss, I'm not doing that. Don't fire me. Just a joke.
Just hire him to play WoW Classic at work.
There we go. Yeah, I just like, in terms of my hopes and dreams for Nintendo, like I jokingly keep saying Animal Crossing. Like, I love the Nintendo Directs so much. I love watching them. I think they're always so fun. I think, like, I love the Switch, like, a lot, and I keep buying shit on the Switch, and whether games I already own, I keep buying on the Switch. I just bought Dragon's Dogma. So it's like, I just love that device. I love that piece of hardware. I love that everything is unified now. I love that we can literally get anything at these Directs, whether it be old handheld RPGs that were on 3DS, whether it be stuff from Atlas or, you know, stuff from any number of their, like, you know, stuff like Rune Factories are always possibilities. I mean, that's coming, but like,
we've not heard anything from Shin Megami Tensei, have we?
No, and that's a cool thing. Like, there are so many things that 3DS had such a fucking cavalcade of just neat, like AA, single A, whatever, smaller studio Japanese things, and just
are they going to show
so many things could happen, and I love it.
Persona or no, or whatever the Persona thing is they've got.
Ooh, can I see? I'm not justifying my Animal Crossing fandom, dude. Millions of people like it. That's all you got to know. In terms of Persona Scramble, yeah, you know, we'll probably see it somewhere.
That game is not going to be long in development. There's no chance that's going to take like 2 years to finish. So
I want to see that shit. Whether, I mean, that would have to be at Nintendo. It would have to be at Nintendo because Sony doesn't have a thing. So, and it's PS4 and Switch only.
Yeah, I also had that other thing that I meant to talk about as well.
Oh, the Atlas studio.
The Atlas thing. I've lost the article for it. Hold on. Carry on.
I mean, ever since like the Breath of the Wild E3, where they literally did nothing, I honestly, most of the time I enjoy Nintendo for the Treehouse more than the actual Direct. I just love
fun.
Watching
They're very fun, yeah.
People play games and talk about them. And most of that cast is really enjoyable. Glove Lady, you still suck. Get a new glove. But man, I love Treehouse. It just takes up so much time because it's literally all day.
But the thing that Sega might have is this new studio called Studio Zero
Oh, you know the last game that I heard that had a 0 in it? It was Star Fox. They're making a Star Fox studio.
Don't. Actually, don't. So, Studio Zero formed in 2016, and they were working on a project tentatively named Project Refantasy. And the guy that is directing Project Refantasy is the guy that directed Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5.
It's probably going to be a Persona game. Like Persona Q3.
It's not a Persona game.
Is it not Persona Q3 then?
No. He said, we take seriously this goal of creating a game with the care and detail expected by the people who love Atlas games and home console games. We haven't determined yet what platform our new game will be, and I imagine this project will take a long time until completion. However, we'll be working hard at this challenge to truly deliver something new and incredible for all our fans. So
we're
that's
probably
something that people have been talking about. I don't know that we'll see it, but who knows?
Do you think that we'll see either a new Bravely game or Octopath only came out last year, didn't it? So we're not going to see like an Octopath 2. But
do you think is that the same team? Does anyone know if it's the same team?
I think it is the same team. So maybe we will see a Bravely.
What's interesting is they're just putting that shit out on PC now too.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Bill. When they announce Animal Crossing, are you gonna open your dang gates so I can come and steal your fruit?
You goddamn right.
Man.
I know you really want to talk about Animal Crossing, but I get the feeling we keep telling you to not.
Oh no, it's okay. I mean, I don't have much to say. Like, I have wishes for it. Like, I would love there to be. My biggest hope is like there is, and see, I'm thinking about it, and like I think here's why I think this is gonna happen, because the Splatoon studio is the same studio as Animal Crossing. Like Splatoon, that's the Animal Crossing team. So I think if they could take, even if it's not persistently online, not the whole game, like a city aspect of it, a place you go on the train that works the same way as Inkopolis and integrates that same kind of, oh man, people's avatars are like hanging out in this town, and like you can go shopping there. People can maybe put items they have up for sale there at their little NPC, like a Ragnarok online shop or something. And like leave little Miiverse style messages there, like, oh, buy my, fruit, buy my pants, buy my whatever, I got this hat. And it just kind of creates this online community aspect in the game itself. And, because we had you go to the city on the Wii version, we had you do this, whatever, on the New Leaf, giving us like because I love the Miiverse, one of the things I love the most. I miss it dearly. I mean, and having that Inkopolis style community hub in an Animal Crossing game, which I don't think is totally out of the realm of possibility at this point. They've already done it. They've done it twice now, and they've improved upon it and iterated on it. I would love it. I love it.
Honestly, if they were able to find a way to block out like cheatism, like an online marketplace of stuff that people have found, because I have horrific luck with some things and like with some fossils or whatever, and I'll get like 10 of another. I'll be like, oh please, can someone please just sell me the head of a mastodon or whatever?
Yeah, and you know what, you bring up a good point. Is like, how do you keep time traveling people from bringing in like holiday items from next year, into the marketplace?
Oh, that's not what I meant by cheating, although Ebby is a cheaterson. It's
more called out.
It's more.
I time traveled on the GameCube version extensively. I was in the year like 2030 in that game. So
Ebby was awful in New Leaf.
I'm gonna try and be better, but I'm making no promises.
I hope you are, because it makes it harder to visit you.
If they even make it possible to, because if there's a system like that in place, they might not even make it possible to do it in this particular release. I mean, and that's only if there's a marketplace.
Spawn stuff in.
Yeah,
like there was ways to do that, like hacking your game or whatever. So,
I mean, it's not like bells are hard to come by anyway, so I don't know.
Right.
True.
I guess it's just more if it's like, oh, here's that Nintendo DS bench that you got in New Leaf.
This TV's nuts.
I really want to know about the crossover elements from Pocket Camp.
Right. Yeah.
Timing wise, Neb just asked if you're still playing Pocket Camp.
I am not.
No.
It was too much, so I stopped. It was just a bit too much with the way that events are handled in that game. Especially since I wasn't particularly enjoying it, so I was just like...
Mm-hmm. Whatever the crossover thing is, you've probably triggered something of it by now.
I'm hoping it's like a furniture box or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I can pick like 50 of my favourite furniture bits and just have them.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Part of me still would like a communal town. Because I don't think that actually happens, but I don't know how easily that would work out either. Probably not. Particularly with things like time zones.
Yeah.
Like if Bill was to come to my town, is it nighttime? Like, are you catching nighttime things, or is it daytime?
I don't know. There's a lot of questions about Animal Crossing, but not a lot that we can speculate on.
Because I feel like in a way, like I don't necessarily think it's necessary for the success of the game, but I also think, like, if there's ever a time to really do something unique and innovative in an Animal Crossing release, this would be the one.
Yeah.
Because I mean, generally, like, you know, the mayor stuff was cool, but I mean, it didn't really add like fuck you, whoa, like kind of a level.
Only because everyone else in town was stingy.
Yeah,
everyone was stingy, and like all I did was use the same ordinance where I keep my shit open later. So it was like a thing which is great.
I honestly think Isabel's gonna be the mayor. I think
that would be awesome. She's returning for sure, right? Yeah. Like,
No, she's too busy with Smash. Do you not remember?
Dude, she quit because she got a butt beat. So she's like, I'm done. She's actually out of the game though. Did you check it?
No.
Yeah, they deleted her in a patch.
No.
Speaking of Smash, I think there'll be a Smash character announcement.
Yeah, there will be a Smash character.
Oh yeah, Isabel's coming back. Yeah.
Do we have any predictions at this point for Smash people, or is it literally just anyone?
What's that? Sorry.
Is there any predictions for Smash characters, or is it literally just anyone could appear at any time?
The Morgan.
Lubu.
Tetris piece.
Yo, support trophy though. Support trophy for Tetris block. L block comes down and.
I reckon all of those.
In one.
Reasonable.
Lubu, baby, come on.
What about Digimons?
No.
Okay.
Nah.
Who wants them? Not me.
Not me.
Digital world.
Digimon.
See, Nedme is on the same hate train as me. It's not a hate train. It's just...
It's an unsatisfied train.
Yeah, but it was developed by ND Cube, so I don't know what I expected.
Oh, they're the Mario Party people.
Yeah, they've made one good game, being Super Mario Party, in like their entire life. So, because they made Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival.
Yeah, but that made the Animal Crossing Amiibo, and those were cute.
Yeah, buy those now, by the way, if you want them. Because
I got a bunch.
I reckon those are going to go up in price.
No, once
Animal Crossing's actually out.
Yeah.
I'm only missing Isabel. But
Which
that's
one?
Good. She was out. I don't know.
Both?
Do you have any Isabels?
No.
But then you're missing both.
Motherfucker.
There's a summer one and a winter one.
Oh, here we go. Winter outfit. Oh, that's nice. Sorry, I'm shopping while we're doing this. That's not good. Give me online persistent. Not have to be persistent. Give me a hub world. That's my desire for it. I don't know. I don't expect it to look very different. It's like a really nice, cleaned up, polished new Leaf, probably. But I think it'd be neat.
Well, it'd be HD for the first time.
Yeah, it'll be oh my god, dude. Yeah, I never really. That's one thing I just and just like thinking about how good they make their games look. Nintendo first party stuff in HD just looks fantastic. Like just like looking at how much Splatoon pops. Just imagine that same team just going to town on an HD Animal Crossing. Oh my god, I need it.
Do you think the towns will be bigger? Or because I feel like they've always been the same sort of size, and I don't know whether they're necessarily going to make them.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Is that yes you think or yes you hope?
I think.
Okay.
I think. And I hope. Both.
I hope.
It's got to be. That's a really nice, like, you know, headline of like, oh, Animal Crossing with like towns like 5 times bigger, more villagers, and you know, like stuff like that, and like, oh, your online friend could have a house in your town or something. You know, like, oh, holy shit, like, you know, like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it'd be nice if there was like a halfway house that friends could take a room and decorate.
I don't think they should call it a halfway house, though.
Why not?
Halfway houses are like the houses that they put ex-convicts in to integrate them back into society.
Okay. In my head, a halfway house is like a bed and breakfast.
Animal Crossing.
God damn it.
Animal Crossing Hostel.
What, like the scary movie Hostel, or?
Yeah. I guess the real version of a hostel.
Yeah.
I'd like it if they put some happy home designer features in there.
Sure. Yeah.
Like maybe you can get a part-time job at the estate agents and decorate houses for people or something. I don't know, but
help pay off that debt to Mr. Nook.
Yeah, I'd like more jobs apart from just like finding stuff on the floor.
Yes. Oh my god. My other thing.
Job tree. I could be a carpenter.
Yes, take some cues from like the like big blow up of Stardew style stuff. Let me have friendships, like visible, trackable friendship meters with these animals. I'm not saying you don't have to let me date them. I know there's some implications there. You know what I mean? You don't have to let me date them. But like, give me some kind of, you know,
I want to marry Isabel.
Yeah, add some social simulation stuff to the game that I can track in my log, you know. I mean, like, typically, like, you do, I assume it was kind of always been an invisible friendship meter, kind of. But let me track that stuff. Let me, like Evan said, have a job. Let me have, like, an explorable mine or something, like a cave or something like that. It doesn't have to be combat, but, like, just like, something that lets you venture out more than just I'm on the island catching bugs. Like, let me go into something, add some lore to the world in a way, not necessarily explicitly tell me a story, but just like, oh, you know, Cap'n found this island with this cave on it, and you know, and oh wow, Cap'n, sick. And you go with them, and like just a really neat. Oh man, you can make a lot of money here, but like getting cool rocks and ore. Or, you know, introduce a cool character you meet down there or something. Like, just like people love this shit. People love Stardew. People like the stuff that's in Porsche. Animal Crossing, I would love to see you. Now, Animal Crossing has always done things its own way. It has its own unique style, and nobody does it the way they do it. But like introducing, like, oh man, the cave's only open between certain hours, or blah blah blah. And like, oh, you could work at the store, or you know,
I'd like a commissions board or something like that.
Yes.
So what you want is Porsche, but with animals.
I just want them to take from these games, like little bits and pieces from these games that are in the same vein, and add to them, because generally, structurally, Animal Crossing has remained the same forever.
Yeah.
With bits and baubles added, but like structurally, you're doing things kind of always the same way. In the spirit. So I would love to maybe like, oh man, I'm not just planting trees. Maybe I could plant some kind of crops, or maybe I could plant something not necessarily as deep. I'm not even asking for it or expecting anything as deep as stuff that's in like Porsche, Rune Factory, you know, Harvest Moon, whatever. But just like taking some of those general principles and applying them to Animal Crossing's world with like Nintendo's polish with like some online stuff. There's like a lot of potential for something amazing.
Let me turn my fruit into juice.
Dude, yes, Kinross. let's go work for Nintendo and
Gladly.
show them.
I can't.
I reckon we could brainstorm for them. I don't reckon we could actually make the game.
We would be the worst people in game design. The ideas, man.
I can't make games, but yeah. So
I could just about make a text game.
Just little things that change up the gameplay loop, because one of my problems I've always had with Animal Crossing, and I'd be interested to see if they try to solve it here, is you log on the game for the day. If you're not like time traveling or whatever, you log on the game for the day, you get your fossils, you get your bugs, you get your fruit, whatever. After you've talked to everybody and like, oh, I bought everything at the shop that's new, it's like kind of just, well, I guess I'll just catch bugs, and like there's really nothing else to like kind of occupy your time.
But the game is sort of designed that way to not make you play forever.
I mean, give me the option to want to play your game beyond turning it on like a daily simulator. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I turn it on and I get my stuff, and like that's great. I think it's a really nice casual way to pop it open. But now it's not just a portable game anymore. Now I can play it on my TV. I want to do something in it. I agree with that. Because as a kid, I time traveled in Animal Crossing to do shit like back in the day. Like I was like, oh fuck, Christmas! I boop 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 boop, Christmas. Oh boop 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 boop, and I just kept time traveling and doing stuff. Whereas now, like I don't want to have to do that to make my session have stuff to do in it. So I would love, like different activities to do, mini games, stuff to do in town, jobs.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't want that,
I would like improving is how you interact with the villagers as well. Because the amount of times I had villagers ask me like, oh, I need a new catchphrase. Could you come up with a new catchphrase for me?
It's always like, eat my shit. And then they just say that the rest of my life.
Or they would be like, we should hang out. I'll come over to your house. And you had to be on the game at that certain time for them to come to your house.
And then they would literally your stuff.
They would do a lap around the room and then be like, well, that was fun. Gotta go now. See ya.
Yeah. It's like, oh, wow, dude. The fuck? You're not a cool friend.
I want that to be improved. Like,
for sure.
Let me build a seesaw that I can go and play on.
Yeah. Let them go fishing with me and actually fish with me or something,
Oh, hell yeah.
Have like a
Take
fishing
them to the island.
Like a fishing duel.
I think like, I don't want to say and be cynical and say that I'm expecting them just to kind of do a beefier new Leaf, because like more than likely that's probably what we'll end up getting, and I'll love it anyway. But like,
I was gonna say, do you think that they've left it for so long between games so that because the games were pretty much the same each time? It's like if you played Wild World, you've played City Folk, you've played New Leaf, and you sort of can get a little bit burnt out faster if they've left it for this long, unless you've been playing New Leaf all this time.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people who just have just been waiting.
You know what? This is actually refreshing to me now. I can play this for a lot longer. I don't know. We'll see. I'm really hoping we get that deep dive at E3. Like I hope it isn't just like we get nothing and an Animal Crossing Direct later in the year. It's like, man, it would definitely be the sort of thing that could be shown off in a treehouse. To be like, hey, here's like a little trailer, but there'll be an hour deep dive for treehouse.
Because this will likely be like, this is the Animal Crossing game we'll probably have this entire gen. Yeah. So it's like, I want this shit to be dynamite, and like it's on my TV now. Like I want to feel like I felt playing the first one again, and I will play any Animal Crossing game. I have no, like, I'm not like going to be disappointed with whatever they give me, but like I would love to like, oh man, they fucking
blew it out of the park.
Yeah, they did a Breath of the Wild, they did an Odyssey on this one. Like this shit is 10 out of 10. I'm loving this. Because I love Animal Crossing so much. So it's super interesting.
I think it's the one I'm the most excited to see personally.
Yeah.
And that's saying something because I'm excited about a lot of these games. But Animal Crossing has just been the one that's been so, like, I don't know, wanted for such a long time, especially from me.
Yeah.
So give me more.
Is there anything else at the show?
Right.
Or did we kind of just knock that shit out?
There's a couple things that there were rumors about, so I'll just go through those really quickly.
The rumor section.
Neo 2 making an appearance.
Oh, yeah. They just announced the closed alpha for that and released some gameplay footage, and it looks sick.
Oh yeah, there was
There
a
you
lot
go.
of ninja stuff last year on the samurai stuff.
Yeah, there was.
Tons.
The other thing that we haven't mentioned is Blue Point, the people who made the Shadow of the Colossus remake,
That's right,
are making another remake.
Like Ico?
Like, who knows? They said it's more ambitious than the Shadow of the Colossus one. So
Remaking the original Legend of Zelda, but in Shadow of the Colossus style. I don't know.
So there's that for you to stew on for a little bit. And then I wrote down in the same page Sony having a state of play, because we were talking about that before we started streaming. So that's everything in my notes.
I'm not expecting too much from the state of play.
If Sony ends up doing something, I think it'll be longer than the state of plays we've gotten. But yeah, it'll probably just be deep dives into Last of Us.
Yeah.
If they want to announce a date for Last of Us or something, Sony's got to have a big game this fall, and they don't have one yet. So, or a date on any of them yet. There's potential for anything they've announced to come out, but
except for
I think they'll have something.
Death Stranding game coming out this year.
No way in hell. Yeah, I think most likely Last of Us. That's.
I think The Last of Us is probably like the most likely.
Yeah, I think they're winding down on that one, and I think I just read they're in the last stages of development. So if anything, we'd probably get a date on that or some kind of anything on that. So, yeah, because like Sony's in like wind down mode right now. Like they're already talking about PS5. I don't think they'll really show anything crazy if they have anything. So.
Hopefully they're winding down so that they've got a really strong launch window for the PS5.
Yeah, hopefully. And with backwards compatibility, it's like stuff coming out at the end of the gen, and like we'll because they're already showing off the load times for Spider-Man, and just they are pretty impressive. So like that's it gonna be an interesting showcase.
It does genuinely concern me though, because so many useful tips actually show up in loading screens.
True, very true.
How did I just die? There's normally a tip explaining like how to beat this guy. Oh no, never mind, it's gone.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I feel that anyway. I'm kind of a slow reader.
True, but I don't like. There's a difference in between like reading it for 8 seconds and then reading it for like a fraction of a second. So
that's true. I guess they're gonna just stop doing that.
I guess, or they'll have to find a way to be like having it as like a pop-up on the UI or something. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Like it's a weird thing to think about that they've got to come up with a way of solving that.
Loading screen tips.
Because because loading screens have always been so dry and boring for so long. There's like, well, we may as well throw some tips here, or we may as well throw a model in here that people can look at.
But now it's like we ain't even got them anymore. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Better tutorials,
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Are there any people in chat that want to say what they're looking forward to, or is it? Is it nothing? Is that the answer? Is it just us that are excited about E3?
Yeah.
I'm really excited about Animal Crossing now that we've talked about it. I didn't realise how much I wanted it until just now.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think about the fact that it's only 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks from now, we'll have seen the Microsoft conference.
Yeah.
And
exciting.
To weirdly think that potentially 2 weeks from now we'll have heard something about, what is it, Project Scarlet or whatever. Whatever they're calling it. Weird times. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. But
I think we've wrapped everything.
I think we have covered everything pretty well.
Yeah, great job. Thank you, Abby, for putting all that together.
You're welcome. I guess I'll do it again for the after E3 bit as well. Because I imagine we'll do some sort of
wrap up
thingy.
Absolutely. So thank you everybody for tuning in, being active in chat. Let us know. Obviously, this episode exists after the live stream, so if you're listening to this after that fact, sorry you couldn't be a part of the chat. But let us know what you think, what your predictions are in the comments down below, or on our Discord, which the links to that are down below, or tweet us at Perma Podcast. Leave us an email. That's always fun. That's a way of the past, but we love living in it.
We got a couple of emails.
Yeah. It's send us a letter.
We don't have a PO box.
No, we don't.
PO Box Permadeath in St. Louis. 673. What's the zip code for St. Louis?
I don't know.
All right, everybody. You can follow us all individually at Twitter as well. Links to that are down below. But if you don't have access to those links, y'all, what are your Twitter handles?
Bizarre Jelly 5.
Sorry, you were asking us. Atkinros07. The O is
Did you
a
think
0.
I was just being nuts and like?
Oh, I was reading chat.
You can follow me at Peppered Ham. You can follow the show at Perma Podcast. Check us out on any podcast service you like. We're also on Spotify. Keep your eyes and ears. Oh, hell yeah. Keep your eyes and ears open for Permadeath Weeklies and anything else in between. Check out episode 45 if you haven't. We talk a lot about games. A lot of fun stuff hitting the feed nowadays. Let us know if there's anything you'd like us to do, talk about, change, whatever. Feedback's always welcome.
Hashtag buy a webcam.
Yeah. So GoFundMe. As always, thank you for listening. Is there anything? What do we usually say when we leave?
See you in the history.
Oh, that's it. See you in history.
Yeah. Bye.
Throw.
Great.